Up an accident on I-4 westbound at Central Florida Parkway. You can expect your regular delays on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by J&M Roofing.
At J&M Roofing, you can finance your new roof for as little as $139 a month. Call J&M Roofing, 321-972-6952. J&M Roofing, under the umbrella. Florida license number CCC 1331951.
Save time and money with the vinyl fence in a box from Fence Outlet. It comes with everything you need to easily install it yourself with 0 down and 0% financing. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more information and store locations. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Hurry in during Ram Truck Month and discover what it truly means to drive a truck that's built to serve. Ram Truck Month going on now. And now purchase and get 1.9% financing for 72 months or 10% below MSRP on 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn models. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. 1.9% APR financing for 72 months equals $14.71 per month per 1,000 financed for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital regardless of down payment. Not all buyers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/3/23.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale.
Hi, I did my spring cleaning, but I still feel I'm missing something.
Don't worry, our Spring Sale has offers on everything from air purifiers to cabinets, cushion covers to sofas and storage, all to help you start fresh in every part of your space.
A total refresh. I love it.
Don't miss the IKEA Spring Sale. Visit your local IKEA store or go to ikea-usa.com/offers before 4/10. Offer valid 3/15 to 4/10. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and ikea-usa.com/offers for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Could you use some extra help meeting basic needs? Like putting food on the table or paying the rent? Keeping your home warm and the lights on? Buying new shoes for growing feet? Or help with medical needs? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI, administered by Social Security. It's money you can use to help pay for basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, or medical needs. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to learn more about SSI and start the application process today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. This message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Russ Rollins here. Hey, my pool was cold, so I called Solar Source, and I'm so glad that I did. Solar Source is going to put a solar hybrid pool package on for me, which means solar energy is going to make my pool a lot warmer, and I'm also getting an energy-efficient pump, which means we're switching over from chlorine to salt water, which is so much better, and a Gulfstream electric pool heater to make sure it stays just right. Thanks to Solar Source for all of this. Going solar is a big decision. Go to solarsource.com/monsters to get your quote now. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Moldings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
Every March, Jersey Mike's turns money from subs into charitable donations.
And March 29th is Jersey Mike's annual day of giving, where 100% of sales are donated to local charities.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
Looking good, Danny. We've got subs to make, though.
Yeah. Now I know why you gave me the apron.
Yeah.
Join us Wednesday, March 29th for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. Someone's going to get offended.
It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. We're going to Monday edition of The Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that on this absolutely perfect Monday. We thank you. Hope you start your week off really nice. I am Jim. Welcome to the show. To my left, the most lovely and most dangerous person is Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
One slack at a time.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram, Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, you can find us all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com.
Welcome back.
Good to be back. How you guys doing today? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Man, how good is this weather? Sick good. God, so perfect.
It's cold. You sound turned on.
I am a little turned on. I like good weather. Yeah, it was, by the way, thanks for covering last week. I heard it was great.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
No one died.
No one died. You guys had a guest in, too, right?
Yeah.
An old friend?
We had Slick in.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
He goes back a little bit here at in the cluster.
He does. He works with Real Radio again. We also had Scott Brown in from Edgewater Family Wealth.
Nice.
We had, of course, Glenn Klausman.
Yeah, was in studio.
Yeah.
Good.
Talk me through my car woes.
Yeah, Ray Trendley, who will be back in today.
Yeah, good to see Ray again today, which is good. Well, good. I'm glad you guys had a good week. I also had a good week. It was nice going back home. So just a little update on my uncle. My uncle did not get buried this weekend. There's an insurance snag, I guess. So they have to make sure let me tell you what.
Whoa.
Let me tell you what funeral homes do not do.
I know.
Funeral homes do not do anything on the, hey, we good? They don't do that. Funeral homes want that money. They will not even put your obituary on their website until they get that cash.
Damn.
So that is a cold hard game, and it's like we're so sorry for your loss, but we're going to need that check, player. But they will not even put the name of the deceased on their website as if they're handling the funeral until certain monies are paid, and
they're like corpse pimps.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they're making money off of the dead.
But the thing is, I guess I don't know what a normal time is for a funeral. I know with some religions, it's almost like it has to be within 48 hours or something, right?
I know.
Orthodox Jews,
Judaism usually is a very fast turnaround.
Like 24 to 48 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a certain thing
before the next sundown.
Yeah, in the ground.
Amazon Prime windows.
Right, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know how Catholics, if they have do Catholics have a specific
thing? It's kind of open-ended.
There you go.
Yeah, with my mom, since we did a memorial service, we had her cremated, but we didn't hold her service until a few months later when everyone could be there.
And of course, growing up, up north, the way I did in Green Bay, I mean, if you die in the wintertime, you're going to be waiting until spring.
Right, yeah, because they can't dig the hole.
They can't dig the ground. They can't dig the grave.
Well, when my mom passed and my uncle passed, my uncle specifically, this was 2 years ago, they didn't have employees to dig grave sites because of COVID. It had wiped out their entire staff. Not wiped them out per se, but wiped them out for the ability to do it that week or the week after within a guarantee. And then, of course, there was a backup. This is an insurance issue with his life insurance and those what they call those final plans insurance. There's your final arrangements is what they call it. I guess.
Sure.
But all of those plans, in other words, spending money for the funeral, for the casket, for everything that goes along with burying somebody. It didn't happen this weekend. So
because sometimes insurance companies will tell you they're going to do something, and then they just wait, and then you're just waiting.
Yeah. Yeah, they do that, Jack. Sounds like you maybe have some experience in that.
Yeah.
Well, so we're going to wait till next weekend. Hopefully, it'll come through this weekend, and all the plans will be set. We can put my sweet uncle to rest.
I'm afraid to ask this.
Well, don't then. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031.
Come on, let him ask.
Did you feel that power when you were sitting in this chair? Did that power channel through you?
You sat here?
Yeah, I sat
don't
there.
do that anymore.
What are you talking about?
Just sit there. You're fine. You sit there. Fine. Deb should sit here, but she doesn't like
Deb
it.
does not.
Yeah, I can't because I can't get to the wire on your computer.
Yeah. Deb's got her own groove.
I do. I have my own thing.
Look at that. Not my fault. My question.
Okay.
And I'm going to please take this as respectful as possible.
Man, it's 3:05, buddy. I've been gone. I've been gone for 3 days. At 3:05, are you going to do this to me?
I'm just curious, like, because of the insurance snafu with your uncle and the funeral home, where do they go? Where is your uncle?
He stays at the funeral home in a refrigerated, thing. It's basically a giant refrigerator.
I don't think they charge you for storage.
Yeah.
Then again,
I don't know. Yeah.
They don't pack him in peanuts and put him in the back room.
He's rolled up in bubble wrap.
Right, yeah.
They
don't salt him down.
He's not in a brine.
Right.
That's just so weird to me that like there's like limbo.
Yeah, well, my uncle was in that limbo for like a month. Like 3 weeks to a month, he was at the funeral home until they got everything worked out.
Your other uncle.
Yeah, the one that, because they didn't have any employees to put in. So the thing was packed.
And a lot of places dealt with that during the height of the COVID pandemic. You remember the reports of refrigerated trucks.
That's right.
Being brought into
outside
various
of morgues
and, hospitals because they just couldn't bury the dead quick enough.
So that's what's, and that's not the case here, but we think everything should be fine. Coming for this week, so we'll have to go back up and do that. Played the golf tournament this weekend. Did not play as well as I wanted to. Did not embarrass myself, which is good, but got humbled yet again by the great Palaca Golf Club.
Well, what we really want to know, did you see Nutty and Gator?
Did not see Nutty nor Gator.
No.
I did get to see my buddy Chucky, which is great. He's a good old friend of mine. I'll tell you how good of a friend he is. We're so close, he actually asked me if I was still doing radio. So I said,
yeah, that's fun.
I said, yeah, we're good.
And was he surprised?
Yeah, he was kind of surprised. He goes, "Oh, that's good." I had another beer. We moved on. It was fine. I will tell anybody that listens to this show that plays the game of golf, if you want the best experience, the most challenging experience at the game of golf without playing in an actual PGA golf tournament, you have to make the trip up to North Florida in March and play the Florida Azalea Amateur at the Palaca Golf Club. Andy Hertz is the head pro there, and he's the sweetest guy ever. They do a great job every year, usually run by a bunch of old volunteers, but they run it like a champ, and it is a lot of fun and genuinely one of the most challenging setups in golf. I'll give you an example. Some of the best Division I golfers in the state and up the East Coast fly in to play this golf tournament. These are college-level players playing at the highest level at their colleges, and 3 under 1. It's a 5,800-yard golf course. And for people not familiar with the game, that's 1,000 yards shorter than most golf courses that those kids will play. Some of them 1,200 yards shorter. That's like an extra 4 holes. That's what it is. And these greens will kill you. My practice round, I shot 75 straight up. 2 witnesses. Next day, shot 81. Hit it the exact same, except I 3-putted 5 times.
Stupid game.
So brutal, but yet so fun. And Saturday was the most excruciating round of golf ever. Pouring rain, 58 degrees. Ooh. Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it. It was like a Packers game. It was crazy.
It's surprising because I thought Saturday, and it was the same time we had the Monster Brew Bus, so I'm watching the weather, and I thought it was going to be raining all day, and we hardly saw any rain.
That's what Tori said. You guys barely saw one drop.
But you got a lot.
It rained all day.
Oh.
Matter of fact, I'll tell you the funny. I don't want to bore anybody with golf stories. This just happens to be a story of irony. We get to the first tee, 7:45 in the morning. And on Saturday, it actually wasn't that bad. Temperature-wise, it was like 70, the high was expected to be like 74, 75 degrees. It was overcast all day long. We get to the first tee, which is the second hole for us because it's a shotgun start for the first 2 days and then tee times, right? I get there, my group shows up. I'm there. I have my rain gear with me and everything, and I have this beat little umbrella my uncle let me borrow that I didn't return because it busted in half. It was because I forgot my golf umbrella at home, and even though I knew it was going to rain, just drove off, forgot it. And I get up to the first tee, and I hit my shot. I was the first one to hit. I hit my shot right down the middle, and right before that happened, the guy playing with us goes, "Man, I got to tell you what, I think this is going to miss us." Hit my shot. The ball was still in the air. Drop, drop, drop. Started pouring rain. Rained solid the entire day. But that's not the fun part. Hole number 9, I looked at my playing partner and said, "Hey, does it get a little colder?" The cold front that came through that pushed all that air like stalled right over play. It went from 72 degrees to 58 degrees in about half an hour.
But you all were soaking wet, right?
And you're soaking wet already. So, everything you have is wet. Towel's wet. All your gloves are wet. All your equipment's wet. It's soggy. It's wet. 58 degrees. You're pissed. It's dark.
You know deep down inside your soul that you just lost $10 on a weather bet to a millennial.
I didn't.
Now here we go.
Listen to me real quick. This blast that we're experiencing right now was the one I'm talking about. You got to remember, when I look for the golf tournament, you have to believe me on this. I would pay your $10. When I watch the weather, and I start about 15 days out, that's the longest weather report you can get. This blast was the one I was talking about when we first started talking about the tournament. No more after this. That was the bet.
Now, that unfortunately was not the bet.
It was the bet.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, because you guys agreed.
How dare you disagree in unison?
I believe the bet.
Saturday was the cutoff date.
Saturday was the cutoff date. And although, while being technically the same blast, definitely the same blast.
It was the same blast.
It was definitely the same blast.
Well, if that's the same blast, then we're good.
No, I don't know.
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
Don't apologize because you're wrong. You don't do something wrong. Well, you do. Actually, you say you're sorry. Actually, you don't. I accept your apology for being wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong.
Man, what a circle your brain just went through there.
I know.
Do we have tapes? Play the tapes.
We're gonna play some tapes.
I don't think you want to hear the tapes.
Oh, buddy.
When did I say the last blast was going to happen?
You said it was last week. You said that was the last blast.
There wasn't even a blast last week. There was no blast.
After this weekend.
There was no blast.
And that's
I'm
why.
getting hot. Hold on.
Oh, my God. He's like practically undressing.
Oh, yeah. He took that sweater off and everything went with it.
I'm so bad I whipped my tees out.
And so last week, that's why I specified. I go, so when do you consider when the weekend is?
Yep.
And it was
this
Saturday
weekend.
night.
And it was Saturday
you
night.
You sons of bitches are. You guys planned this the entire time I was gone, didn't you?
That's not.
I'm
going to
have to listen to the archiver and find out. Jack, show me how to get on it.
Right away.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. What's coming up for news?
Well, concerns are increasing here in Florida about Trump's calls for protests. Florida's governor wants to ban cryptocurrency by central banks. And what a load of crap. How Twitter now responds to press requests.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. Plus, we have sports and our friend Ray Trinley, plus trivia, Ross thoughts, and all kinds of fun stuff, including your text calls and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the Jim Colbert Show. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show and Deb's News.
Someday Alexa will do everything. Alexa, can you take the dog for a walk?
Ha ha ha. No way in hell.
But until then, tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Eastbound travel on I-4 still a solid ride out of Polk County between U.S. Highway 27 to 429. We're seeing heavy traffic too westbound between Sand Lake Road and 535. Watch for accident delays westbound on I-4 at Lee Road, taking up 2 left lanes. Another at Central Florida Parkway, taking up the left shoulder there. Delays too westbound University Boulevard between Goldenrod Road and Forsyth Road. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. If cold candidate calls aren't turning into hot hiring leads, then you need Indeed. Because Indeed's powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all from one place. Find your next great hire visiting Indeed.com/credit.
This hour of programming is sponsored by Nissan. We make cars that thrill. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Join us to celebrate the songs and artists you've loved over the past year.
At our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Hosted by Lenny Kravitz.
With Innovator Award recipient Taylor Swift.
And performances by iHeart Icon Award recipient Pink, Coldplay, Kelly Clarkson, LL Cool J, Keith Urban, Pat Benatar, and Neil Giraldo, Lotto, Money Long, Cody Johnson, and more.
Watch on Fox and listen on iHeartRadio.
Next Monday night at 8 p.m.
Orlando is lurking, ready to protect what's theirs. Because in this wild, it's survival of the fittest. Welcome to their jungle. This is your team. Come experience the XFL. Your Orlando Guardians return to Camping World Stadium against the Seattle Sea Dragons, Saturday, March 25th at 1 p.m. Tickets on sale now. Visit xfl.com/tickets.
Every March, Jersey Mike's turns money from subs into charitable donations.
And March 29th is Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving, where 100% of sales are donated to local charities.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
Looking good, Danny. We've got subs to make, though.
Yeah. Now I know why you gave me the apron.
Join us Wednesday, March 29th for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
Internal Revenue Service. When you owe a personal or business tax debt and can't pay, just hearing those 3 words brings feelings of fear and anxiety, and it's only a matter of time before tax liens, wage garnishments, or bank levies happen to you. We are J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Florida. Your first step to resolution is our no-cost consultation. We take the time to go through your specific tax problem step by step. We explain exactly what your options are and how we will resolve your tax issue. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and our fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. If you have tax problems, call us now for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or find us on the web at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
If you're injured, how much is your case worth? I'm attorney Mo DeWitt. You never asked to be injured. Don't let the insurance company shortchange you. Injured on the go? Offer too low? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Office, Orlando.
Poor Sam was a mess. Always itching, licking. His paws were soaking wet. He had bald spots on his back. DINOVITE.com. 2 weeks after he started Dynamite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. Dynamite is nutrition. Dynamite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynamite from DINOVITE.com.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended-release B vitamins.
Heads up for you. That doorbell camera you have, it's not a security system. You need to get a Safe Touch security system, and you can do it now during their buy one, get one sale. Nobody beats Safe Touch's technology or price. Visit safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Happy you're having a perfect Monday on this beautiful Monday. Nice weather week coming up. It's supposed to be nice and warm.
Oh, a week from today, we're going to be 92.
That's right. Loving it.
So enjoy today.
All right,
So
welcome
does
back.
that mean this is part of the last blast?
No, Jack, what we're talking about is the first blast of summer.
Oh, first blast of summer.
First blast.
First thirst.
First thirst. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim, Jack and Ross right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, Woke News brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Here we go. Former President Trump is calling on his supporters to protest his expected arrest as early as tomorrow for allegedly paying hush money to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Florida House Democratic leader Fentress Driscoll hopes authorities are taking this seriously. She's asking everyone to be vigilant. Trump is preparing to be arrested in New York City on Tuesday, but it could be days before he appears in court. Governor Ron DeSantis isn't talking about any potential protests, only saying the Manhattan District Attorney in New York City is pursuing a political agenda, and he won't get involved in what he calls a, quote, manufactured circus, end quote. DeSantis adds he isn't aware of any law enforcement discussions about what would happen if Trump did not return to New York for his arraignment. Meanwhile, the New York Young Republican Club will hold a protest in New York City this evening in support of 45.
DeSantis did use this time, however, to fire his first rocket over the bow of the Trump ship, though. Because while this interview or part of these interviews was happening, you know, he and the person said that he would only accept questions today specifically if he knew he was going to be asked about the Trump thing. And when asked about it, he said, look, man, I don't have any idea what it's like to pay hush money to a former porn star over an affair. You'll have to ask somebody else about that. Never mentioned his name, never said anything. He just said that. Shot one.
I get hit by storms. He gets hit by stormies.
In the meantime, a Hillsborough County man will spend more than 4 years in federal prison in connection to his role in the attack on the U.S. Capitol. A judge sentenced Seffner's Mitchell Gardner late last week for a series of charges, including pepper spraying Capitol Police during the January 6th riots. In addition to prison time, Gardner will also have to pay $3,500 in restitution. More than 2 years after the breach, arrests are still being made. The Department of Justice says around 1,000 people have been charged in almost all 50 states, but a majority of them have come from Florida.
The interesting thing about the Seffner guy who got 55 months of prison time and he had to pay that restitution, the restitution was because of a window that he broke out. A $2,900 window there at the Capitol building, he broke out and they could prove it. That's why he had to pay the money. You know the interesting thing about that guy? He voted for Obama twice. He wasn't politically motivated at all. After the 2020 election, he started listening to the news stations that were purporting the whole election stolen thing and got caught up in it. And now he's doing 4 years. And I think 10 years of probation on top of that. They don't know if he voted for Trump in 2020 or not. That wasn't solidified. But he voted both times for Barack Obama and then got caught up in all this and the fervor of all this, and it led him there and has ruined his life.
And Fox News will report and say, these Obama supporters.
Obama.
All right, a proposed 6-week abortion ban in Florida could take another step toward passage. The state Senate Health Policy Committee is considering the bill that's similar to a measure passed last week by a state House subcommittee. Now, it would ban abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy, with exceptions for rape or incest up to 15 weeks if they can show proof that they were a victim.
Yeah, there you go.
How
can you do that within
incest
15
victim,
weeks, right?
Well, how proof, like, I mean, if you have a police report, but I mean, if you're a victim of incest, what kind of proof?
Case in Texas is even more heartbreaking. A woman is pregnant with a baby they know for a fact is basically brain dead because of a syndrome that she had while the baby's in utero, and because of Texas's law, that baby would have to die in her womb. She could actually wind up giving birth to this baby that would have this particular thing affects the baby's ears, nose, and eyes developing and other developmentals. Apparently, it's very painful. And with medication, they could live up to a year. So theoretically, that woman's going to have that child. That child would live in pain for a year before it eventually died because of the law. Whew. Now, that's one case, but that's the case I read this morning in Texas.
Yeah. Well, this law could only take effect if the Florida Supreme Court upholds the 15-week abortion ban signed into law by Governor Ron DeSantis last year. All right, the governor says cash, quote, is king, end quote.
Yeah.
He spoke in Panama City, saying a ban on any digital currency by central banks would give authorities the power to cut off purchases that maybe they don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
So DeSantis is urging our state legislature to ban crypto created by central banks, including the Federal Reserve. Now, unlike Bitcoin, these would be under the authority of central government. The Biden administration is studying the possibility of what they call CBDCs, and the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen argues it could outcompete private systems such as Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I said that whole story, didn't understand a damn word of it.
They're consulting with Warren Buffett over this. Like they went. I mean, this banking thing is a big deal. They consulted Buffett over. They're because he was, obviously he's hardcore anti-Bitcoin or crypto at all. So I guess they're trying to get some solidity in what the banks are doing, and they probably should just listen to him from the onset.
I would.
He's definitely a guy to ask.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they call him the Oracle of Omaha.
That's right.
I was talking to my tax lady last week because I got one of those now.
Nice.
Good for you, dude.
Feeling good about it.
Welcome to adult.
And she asked me if I had any cryptocurrency, any profits off of crypto. I said no. And she goes, well, all right, well, I just remember last year I met one guy who made $1 million, and then I saw him again this year, and he doesn't have $1 million.
But he has the tax bill for $1 million.
Yeah.
That's $200K.
Yeah, he got
good luck.
Just a roller coaster life.
Yeah.
Well, here's, speaking of a roller coaster, this had to be crazy. A Clearwater City Council budget workshop took an unexpected turn this morning as Mayor Frank Hibbert suddenly resigned.
Whoa, really?
And walked out the door.
Peace.
And I think there's more to this story.
Yeah, that name sounds very familiar.
City Council was in the midst of a discussion about a new city hall and other municipal services building, a project that reports already indicate is $60 million in the red. Hibbert was in the last year of a 4-year term and had already said he would not seek re-election. Vice Mayor Kathleen Beckham took over the meeting, but still said he was not the right person to be their mayor anymore. And it just made me go, up and just resigned this morning.
This is not the guy. I thought this was a guy on the East Coast over in Brevard for some reason. It's not the same guy.
Yeah.
Clearwater,
yeah, this is Clearwater.
Yeah.
All right. On the 8th day of deliberations, a jury has reached guilty verdicts in the trial of 3 men charged with the 2018 robbery and murder of South Florida rapper XXX Tentacion. Michael Boatwright, Trayvon Newsom, and Dedrick Williams showed no emotion as the verdict was read. The 3 were also convicted of armed robbery and were then immediately handcuffed. Broward Sheriff's Office detectives argued Boatwright and Newsom jumped out of an SUV outside in Pompano Beach near Fort Lauderdale. Boatwright was the alleged triggerman, while Newsom robbed X of $50,000 cash.
Which you should always carry on you.
Williams was accused of being the getaway driver.
Wow.
Also in South Florida, leaders in Miami Beach are going to consider extending an emergency order and midnight curfew on South Beach to end spring break violence today. Miami Beach is reeling from 2 deadly shootings involving visitors to the city in just 2 days. And Commissioner Alex Fernandez says the curfew and the alcohol ban will be extended to next weekend and next year to save lives. Now, spring breakers can continue to party in their hotels after the midnight curfew. Oh, that just makes,
Man, that sounds like a rager, though.
Doesn't it?
You're going to get, yeah. Sorry, guys, no more. You're only doing hotel parties.
City leaders are meeting this afternoon to discuss extending the curfew and alcohol ban to this weekend.
Unbelievable. I have a story about that a little bit later. Did you see some of the photographs from the streets of Miami? God, who would want to be there?
I know.
I got a buddy that lives in Daytona. And we went out to lunch last week and a weekend before. He goes, I'm out of here. He goes, he lives near Ormond. And he goes, bike week in spring break, he leaves town. He does. He leaves town. Doesn't want to be around. That's how bad it is. Remember when Daytona threw them all out?
Yeah. Well, look, New Smyrna Beach just had to recently enact a curfew for young people
they're
between
horrible.
10 and 6 because the amount...
horrible humans.
They are. Do you remember, again, we had done the story during Woke News and we had talked about, and I had erroneously said that it was like a 56% increase over 3 years in youth violence. It was actually just in 1 year.
Did you see their effect on the airport? Do you have that?
I do have that.
Yeah, hit it.
All right. Well, the Orlando International Airport is experiencing a surge in spring break travelers this year. Yet
awesome.
Airport officials say they're seeing a 13% jump in the number of passengers compared to this time last year. More than 7 million people are expected to pass through the facility through April 18th. Travelers are asked to check their flight status before heading to the airport and give themselves plenty of time to get through security.
If I read this correctly this morning, today or this weekend was the most departing flights in the history of OIA.
Yeah, we did a story last week that they had 95,000 passengers in one day, just breaking records after records.
The most departing flights in one day.
Well, this next story, Jimmy, I know is near and dear to your heart, and it made me go, no way. When I read it, I couldn't believe it. But an Orlando restaurant's anniversary is going to be bittersweet.
Yeah, I saw this morning.
Yeah, MX Taco on North Bumby Ave announced yesterday that its 4th anniversary celebration is also going to be its farewell party.
Ooh. That's my buddy Ryan Manning.
Yeah, no reason was given for the decision to close. The last day will be March 31st, but I would imagine between staffing stressors, inflation costs, which makes it more expensive to buy the food, which means you have to raise your prices to,
And, Ryan he has a lot of irons in the fire. I was actually kind of waiting for this announcement because I think he has another taqueria in Mexico, actually in Mexico City. And I know that he also ran the kitchen over at, what's the strip club in Castleberry?
Oh,
Rachel's. But it has a really nice restaurant. Believe it or not, it's been well respected for many years.
It's the one thing you hear about Rachel's.
And he runs that kitchen there. So I know that he's just got a lot of stuff going. But MX was great, and we wish him the best in the future. Yeah, for sure.
I would be pretty offended, though, if I was a dancer over at Rachel's.
Oh, why?
Because it's more known for the food.
Yeah, everyone's talking about their steaks, and you're like, I just showed you my boobs.
Yeah. Would you rather have prime rib or Joanna?
Yeah.
I'll take the prime rib.
Well,
Joanna's.
if I'm at Rachel's.
Yeah. It's Wednesday at 3. I don't need Joanna.
I would just be bummed out if I showed my boobs and somebody was like, this broccolini's delicious.
You're not wrong, Ross.
Look up here, man.
I want to see those boobs with these sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Can we talk? All right, officials in Central Florida are helping drivers get back on the road. Several counties are taking part in Operation Greenlight this week. We've talked about this before, but for those who don't know, the initiative helps people who have suspended driver's licenses save money on fines or fees. So people who also have overdue collections can pay them during this period. Now, in Lake County, residents who complete the process or set up a plan with the county courthouse by 5 p.m. on Friday will be eligible for the program. In Orange County, people can go to the courthouse's traffic division during business hours through March 24th. It's a good way to, because for a lot of folks, $20, $50 extra dollars.
That's right.
That's a big difference maker.
That's a switch game.
Speaking of, a tank of gas, absolutely, and maybe even a few groceries. Yep. Speaking of surprises, Florida Atlantic University men's basketball is on a historic run. FAU beat Farley Dickinson, which Farley Dickinson already. Oh wait, they took out Purdue.
Firm, right? Right.
They took out Purdue.
Not. It's a New Jersey school.
They took out Farley Dickinson 78-70 in Columbus, Ohio, yesterday in the second round of the NCAA tournament. That means the Owls have advanced to the Sweet 16 for the first time ever.
And that team they beat is the team that beat Purdue.
Yeah, Farley Dickinson.
And that was considered the biggest upset in NCAA bracket history.
It busted brackets everywhere.
Yeah, something like that.
It may be far. I think we used to call it Fairleigh Dickinson, but
is it Fairleigh?
Then again, I don't know if that's just a New Jersey thing.
That sounds like a slam. Actually,
hey, but it's a Jersey school, so it's Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah, but Jack also calls Mario.
Stop that already.
Well, the 9-seed Owls will play 4-seed Tennessee in Madison Square Garden on Thursday in the East Regional Semifinals. FAU guard Jonell Davis also made history. He became the first player to have at least 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals in a tournament game since steals became an official stat back in 1986. Of course, Brandon Kravitz from our sister station 96.9. The game will be in to talk more NCAA basketball coming up at about 4:20.
For sure.
All right, so not exactly, but 2 hours from now, spring is going to arrive.
Wow, really?
Today is the first day of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. In the U.S., we can officially say goodbye to winter at 5:24 p.m. Eastern Time. South of the equator, it's the first day of fall.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. First day of fall for them.
That's the one thing that everybody who travels down to Florida and they bring up and they complain like, you guys don't have seasons. That's the one argument against Florida weather that I'm like, I can't get around that. I have lived here my entire life. I've never really experienced 4 seasons. My entire life.
The Carolinas are like the best for that. I mean,
we have seasons. We have love bug season,
Right.
wildfire season, hurricane
Mosquito season, yeah.
wet
She's
season.
right.
I mean, come
Why
on.
don't you
get
show
like
some-
a few seasons here.
You show some gratitude.
Honestly, the
State's
closest
always giving you seasons, but you just won't pay attention.
the closest thing that I have to seasons is like Universal's like seasonal events.
Exactly.
It's Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
season.
it's Mardi Gras
Exactly.
season. It's Summer Jam.
Halloween Horror Nights
and then
season.
Whoville.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
that's great.
That's what I got.
Well, this was a shocking story. I know it caught Jimmy by surprise as well because there's so much activity going on the Space Coast, you just wouldn't think it. But Virgin Orbit is reportedly in talks to avoid bankruptcy. CNBC cites inside sources as saying a deal to nail down emergency funding could come as early as this week. The rocket builder paused operations last week while looking for new investment or a potential buyout. I believe they said, listen, everybody is going to be going on an unpaid vacation except for a few core employees.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Virgin Orbit declined to comment on the report. The company is a spinoff, of course, of Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic, and it went public in 2021.
Wow.
What a corporate way of saying that. Guys, I got great news.
Yeah.
We're going on vacation.
Yeah. It's going to be for a minute.
And we're not going to pay you.
Yeah, you're going to want to pack, let's see, all your bags.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to take that plant on your desk. You're going to want to take that with you.
Pack your bags. Which ones? All of
All
them.
of them.
All of
Yeah. All
them.
your bags, buddy.
All the bags.
All of them.
All right, and then finally, Twitter is sending a strong message to journalists. On Sunday morning, Elon Musk tweeted that the company's automatic email reply system will now respond to all press requests with a feces emoji.
A feces emoji.
Tons of Twitter users tested it out and posted the proof.
So basically, you ask for an interview with them, and they send you a like a flaming doo-doo
They send you,
emoji.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of the
He's
doo-doo
such a
has,
child.
isn't he?
He's
Doesn't
a child.
He just sounds like he needs a nappy change and a nap.
When he doesn't get his way, he does not like it. I know that.
I
And
always-
by the way, that's a bad personality trait.
I always wanted a sequel to Big.
Buddy, you got it. He's a child.
You know, like, this is the closest thing that we got.
And you would think that somebody who can laugh at himself in a Rick and Morty episode where he is the butt of the jokes.
He's more sensitive than a teenage girl.
Absolutely. They should have put him in the movie Red Panda.
Right.
But
Mean. He's such a
I was
mean.
shocked. I don't even know what I said, but I'm glad it made you laugh.
It was the Red Panda joke.
That was good. Red Panda Musk edition? That's great.
I don't know. Am I laughing at something good?
I don't know.
I'm trying to look cool.
But now you all are officially woke, and Woke News is brought to you by that Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. You know, mortgage brokers are better. Why? Well, because they do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. Still your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but they have access to dozens of wholesale banks that we do not have access to, and those banks want to compete for your business. Imagine dozens of banks competing to get your business for once. Well, that mortgage guy Don will give you a comparison quote today. Just go to thatmortgageguyDon.com. Peace of mind at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends.
But I'm a creep.
Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everybody, good Monday to you. Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. This is your Monday afternoon weather forecast update as we approach midday. Looks like plentiful sunshine and pleasant highs today in the mid-upper 60s. Nice and cool out there for you, comfortably so. North winds at 10 to 15. Upper 40s around 50, mostly clear skies tonight. Your Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll see temperatures growing up and out, running through the upper 70s to right at about 80. Rain-free conditions and plentiful sunshine. Enjoy it all. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care. We'll talk real soon right here.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto Insurance.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With a super low down payment to get started, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Down payments vary. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
2023 right in our face, but you still have plenty of time to fulfill that New Year's resolution to finally get your vision corrected with the leader from vision correction. That's the Filutowski Eye Institute. All you have to do is simply text 1041 to the number 868686 and schedule your consultation today. You know, I trusted the Filutowski Eye Institute with my son and my father-in-law's vision. Dr. Filutowski did everything, just knocked it straight out of the park. Crystal clear vision virtually overnight. They use the best state-of-the-art equipment out there, and their surgeons have over 65,000 LASIK procedures under their belt. What I'm saying is you are in great hands. Change your outlook forever. Just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your consultation with the Filutowski Eye Institute today.
Fence Outlet has the largest assortment of vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and steel fences in Florida. That means we have the styles you want at the guaranteed lowest price. Right now, put no money down and get 0% financing on any fence. Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Tax time means a cash bonus for many people. Hey, this is RC Hill from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I need to reduce my tax burden, so I'm going to overpay for your old car. Get up to $4,297 more than it's actually worth. Trade in and get a new car today, like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com.
Lowe's knows how to get your lawn ready for spring. And right now, you can get up to $20 off select Scott's Triple Action Fertilizer. Plus, get a Cobalt 40-volt 15-inch string trimmer or leaf blower. Your choice, $149, only at Lowe's. Get set for spring. Visit us in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 3/9 through 3/22. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Our country was founded on the principles of freedom and justice for all. Providing access to the courts is a basic right that all Floridians expect to enjoy. It's the way our society can resolve disputes in a peaceful way. The right is under attack by big insurance companies and corporate executives. They want to strip these fundamental rights with a new law that would shut the courthouse doors to all Floridians. I'm Mark Anajar with Anajar and Levine, and I'm asking you to tell your lawmakers to oppose House Bill 837 and Senate Bill 236. Keep Florida free.
Baby boomers and retirees, stop losing your retirement. The IRS will take substantial dollars from your retirement savings unless you take control of your retirement dollars. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. He'll give you a head start to be retirement tax and recession smart. Learn solutions with a track record of measurable results to save thousands in unnecessary taxes and gain retirement recession protection. Visit retirementprotected.com.
And now for today's Roblox winter weather alert. iHeartland on Roblox has been walloped by a winter snowstorm. It is a winter wonderland. You can now ice skate at State Farm Park. In State Farm Neighborhood, you can compete in snowball fights, grab a hot cocoa and cookies, and more. There's also special events from your favorite artists and podcasters all month, along with scavenger hunts, exclusive content, and unique items. So enjoy the festive winter weather at iHeartland on Roblox. Head to iHeartRadio.com/iHeartland today.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Doors. Call A1 Garage Doors for all your garage door needs, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
A small roof leak can lead to a big problem if not repaired. Call the professionals at Skylight Roofing for all your roofing needs. 407-430-ROOF. Get your free roof inspection, skylightroofing.com. Roof with us.
Everyone could use a little help with their bills, especially these days. At Duke Energy, we're offering easy ways to help keep your energy bills more manageable. With programs that allow you to pay the same amount each month or pay in installments. Plus, special financial assistance from the Share the Light Fund for those facing hardships. We're Duke Energy, and we're here to help you. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-857-5656. That's 800-857-5656.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
A social media experience that isn't totally toxic.
Kind of a weird thing to brag about, but there it is.
At Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
To the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, broadcasting live here from beautiful Maitland, Florida on this absolutely stunning Monday afternoon. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
So is Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Hi there.
Ross is as well.
I tried to cover for him, and I failed.
407
The
916
impression was spot on.
1041. Well, speaking of Jack. No. I mean, this car situation is fascinating to me.
Oh, man.
I mean, it is genuinely fascinating. So we haven't really talked about this much.
Took another turn.
Yeah, I know. But we haven't talked about this much, but this is an interesting thing because I do know a little bit about cars. You know, I've built a couple cars in my life. I have one right now that I'm in the process of building. I'm not an engine builder, so I don't need people calling up going, yeah, what's the timing on a 1945 Edsel? But I don't know.
Tell me about a rotator splint.
But I'm fascinated with how stuff works, and I've been working on cars since as a kid with my uncles. Matter of fact, Uncle Bobby, I mean, the one just passed, we worked on cars all the time. We couldn't afford mechanics, so you had to kind of learn how to fix stuff. So I just learned how to do it, and kind of time went on. I built a 280Z. I built another Mustang back in the day. I did work on all my trucks. I replaced the transmission during my lunch break once. So I know a little bit about this stuff. When I saw the video for the impact of Jack's crash thing, and then Jack started telling me what they started saying was wrong, I'm like, yeah, really? Like, I think you could have hit me going that fast.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have had that many injuries. But what's the latest now? Because now they've exhausted Jack's, I mean, I'm sure you guys already went on this, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
They've exhausted Jack's rental car capability. So Jack's been bumming rides like some schlub here at work.
He's right there.
Still am.
Bumming rides to get home. And because
gave him rides.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I got to, and I'm like, I don't think he likes doing this. I'll just,
No, I don't
honey,
mind.
you have to pick me up again.
No, I don't mind at all. You know better than that. But with that said, so the last I heard was, they looked at it again and found something else wrong. I'm like, yeah, because they're driving into a wall or something during the night because nothing should be wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I saw it today. I saw my car today.
In what state was it?
Part of it was in the back seat.
So
part of it was on the ground.
So disassembled is the answer.
Yes. And I had to remove my personal items and Florida tag.
Wow.
Because so since you began, it has definitely been considered a total loss.
Great Clarkson shout out, by the way.
They reached out to me, and while you're away, Jimmy, the insurance company said, hey, we're gonna pay you. And it's going to be, the full value of the car.
Very nice.
And they said, all I need to do is bring the title and to the main office. That's actually, they have one here. It's half mile from our building.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
And I'm like, I'll be there Monday with
Boom.
the title. I
Nailed
walk
it.
in today, gave them the title. And they're like, yeah, have a seat. Where you just
Is it one of those things where you put the title out and then an empty hand as if to say, here's the title. The swap here would be the check into my palm.
It's weird because they don't get a lot of guests there. So there's just this little room, with a security window and then a big office behind it. So it's like I slide them the title. I signed it and they're like, okay, have a seat.
You sent them a signed title before you got your money?
I handed it to them, and they're like, okay, have a seat. We just need to print it. And then they're like, well, the person, the supervisor.
Mr. Bradshaw, we didn't expect you to give us the signed title before I gave you the check. So unfortunately, we cannot find the check.
The supervisor it was not available, or there was some holdup for them to approve it, and they were supposed to hand me a check. They're like, can we do a direct deposit like today. I'm like, well, here's the deal. I'm scheduled to go look at some vehicles tonight. I have an appointment right after the show, and then I'm busy the next week, so I wanted to really take care of this. They're like, it should not be a problem. We can transfer the money, whether your bank posted it or not. It's really up to them. I'm like, okay, and so I haven't. This was 3 hours ago, 3.5 hours ago. And the person with the insurance, my insurance company, I've been dealing with and the latest was they are waiting for their supervisor
to come back from an errand or a lunch
or do whatever. They said they're not sure what the holdup is.
Did he go to a Catholic wedding?
But they explained that I'm expecting a call before the end of the day.
Was his significant other giving birth?
Don't know.
Because there's no reason you shouldn't have received a call now.
So I'm back in limbo.
So what if we send Jack on his phone over to this insurance office and we just do the bit live on the air?
Yeah, Jack wants that cash.
It's always nice to know whenever it gets this cold outside that I can, bank on insurance companies to warm me up as they grab me by my nuts.
So have no answer yet. And Jack has an appointment to get a car. He's been without a vehicle now 2 weeks out of
months.
It's been what, is it almost 7 weeks now without a vehicle, or 6 weeks?
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, it was the last week of January.
Wow.
8 weeks.
Zers.
And I told my wife as we were driving up to the auto body place, it's like 2 months ago, you would have floored me. Matter of fact, I'm still a little in shock about it.
Yeah.
But to think that was the last time I was going to drive that car.
Right.
I love that car.
Sure, yeah, I get it.
Love
It's a
that
cool little
car.
ride, yeah.
Yeah.
Then it sounds like there sounds like maybe there's something more. Does Glenn know about all this?
He does. He
Okay,
does.
good.
We did talk to Glenn, and it was part of Colbert Court on Thursday, which if anyone wants to hear, they can just go to JimColbertLive.com under podcast. Colbert Court is a breakout feature for you to listen to. But, so even my insurance person says, well, it looks like there was, previous damage. However, it was before I bought the vehicle. I've been driving this vehicle for 25,000 miles without a problem.
Can I tell you something? They wrote the policy.
Yeah, they did. That's something
And
that
that's
Ross
what
and
they-
Texters brought up last week.
They said it. Glenn said it.
Yep.
And so did the insurance person.
And they heard it.
Yeah. So, well, I'm not so sure because the people I'm dealing with are in Tampa. That said,
Hey, if they have the iHeartRadio app, they can still hear us in town.
We're very popular, Jack.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Come on, Jack,
Yeah.
believe in us.
God almighty.
Yeah.
This is why you don't have a car. You don't believe in the show.
So I'm hoping that I get
Come
good
on.
news.
God
within
almighty.
I don't know.
8 minutes to 4. Come
Business
on.
hours are there 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
By now, I would have sicked my wife on him. Yeah. I'd call him up and go, look, man, I'm going to just tell you. Just give me the money. You don't want to do it. It's worth the $25,000 and not talk to her through this window. She's going to come through this thing.
This is how powerful your wife is, Jim. I also would have sticked your wife on them.
I'm telling you, dude.
Not even my wife.
She's a nightmare for them.
I would have, I would have paid her. She should have been like, she should be like a bounty hunter.
She should. Well, you know what she wanted to do initially? She wanted to be an attorney. And I told her, I said, man, you are a shoo-in for an attorney. I said, if I was an attorney and I showed up and you were defending somebody, I would just leave. I would look at my client and go, I quit. Here's your money back. I ain't dealing with it. No thanks.
Bye-bye.
But hopefully we'll get an answer from Jack for you today.
But, I'm hoping I have it because
what are you looking at?
I narrowed it down to 3. Matter of fact, I made it the our Twitter poll of the day. You can
Today?
go to- yeah, it's up there right now.
All right.
Let's go
I
check
put
this out.
The 3 vehicles I'm looking at. You can go to Real Radio 1041 on Twitter. It's also linked up to the Jim Colbert Show Twitter account.
right.
Hey, what are we talking here, buddy?
So we are
okay,
looking-
hold on now. Let me just lay something out real quick.
Okay.
You have a very golden opportunity right here. All right? You got a handful of money, and you're going to go buy something cash.
Cashish.
Cashish, baby. Cashish.
Cheddar provolone.
And even if you decided to upgrade and got a small loan, you could really get something cool. Now, I don't know what you're looking at, but you drove a hybrid Camry.
Yes, sir. I love that car.
You can't get more dad than that.
It's got stage 5 Doug syndrome.
Ted Lasso makes fun of people who drive those.
Yeah, he's onto something. You got to listen to the guy.
I don't think he does.
With that said, dude, step out of your box, man. Go get something fun. Why don't you get a vet or get like a
Jack.
get something like a Porsche or Get something fun. Don't get just a hybrid Camry.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, you don't have little kids anymore.
You don't have kids?
You're right. I'm not. So I could go with.
You could be
all
a
right.
player.
Camaro.
I did have some dream cars growing up.
Dodge Dart.
Miata.
It's always been. I've always wanted a Mustang.
Oh,
that was one.
And and you could get a 4-cylinder Mustang turbocharged at 300 horsepower, a lot of fun, still gets good gas mileage. Seats 4. I'm just saying.
I've also wanted that the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am.
Okay, that's a little more of a reach and less reliable, but that's fine.
I can't drive 55.
Wrong year.
And I always wanted a van where I could convert it
A
inside.
van. You lost me, buddy.
No, man.
No, I don't want a circle. You don't need a circle window van.
He's already got the creeper serial killer vibes. The only thing to complete the ensemble is a van.
Oh, yeah. I
with
see
a
Jack-
little teardrap window in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And then a carpeted box where you can't hear them scream.
But I'm thinking we have to plan for
Just
the end times.
Parks outside of a Planet Fitness and licks the glass as people walk by. Licks the bubble.
We have to plan for the end times. Jimmy, I've been watching the Dabble channel where they just fix stuff up, and I've been thinking about getting a lifeboat from a cruise ship that I can remodel and live in.
So that if we get flooded, you're the new Noah.
That's it. You got to plan ahead.
That's great. I like that.
And that's from someone who didn't read the climate report that just came out. That was before the climate report.
Yeah.
He said one of those little lifeboats seats up to 60, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. You got to cram them in there.
That'll be there's me and my wife and like 12 cats.
Oh, no. Those seats are like a spirit flight. I mean, you are in the lap. You're sharing DNA with your seatmate at that point.
Yeah, but I customize it just like I will this van that I'm about to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
Like I said,
van?
I used to be. I told you growing up, those were the things I wanted.
Get that glass looking.
Get
Get that 88 Dodge with that glass looking bubble.
With the wizard painted on the side.
You wanted that when you were a teen, but still living at home. You wanted a place to hang out.
Yeah, that was called the F truck.
And when the A-Team came around, when the A-Team came around, he had that badass black van with the Starsky and Hutch stripe. Everybody wanted a van.
You got to make sure that the back wheels are up higher than the front wheels. Just it might set off the parameters for your carpeted box that's held together with a padlock. You know what I'm talking about?
The 3 more reasonable vehicles I'm looking at are now posted on Twitter. You can vote at Real Radio 1041. And
what's in play here, player? What's in play?
My choice is winning.
You got a 2022 Toyota Corolla LE hybrid.
Get that one.
2021 Hyundai Sonata Blue hybrid.
Get that
and
one.
the 2022 Honda Accord Sport hybrid.
That's
like
the
that
one
Honda.
that's winning.
That's
is
the one that's
Honda.
winning. Big
Honda's
time.
Kidding me?
Hondas are great.
What are you talking about?
Hondas
This
are
is-
great engines.
You should get a Hellcat.
Jack is about to buy my car.
Oh,
this
is
is
he
the car
really?
I walked.
Oh!
We
So
might
now
have
you-
the same car.
Well, now you know how it feels when somebody steals your juice. Just like when you took my T-shirt.
That's right.
It's a T-shirt.
You're a hypocrite.
This is a car.
You're a hypocrite. You always have been.
Yeah, you cannot
That's
even
right.
compare the two.
You
You
stole
got
my
the
T-shirt.
same T-shirt as Jim.
And I even told you beforehand, and that's why you did it. Give me the brake signal. Come in and break you.
It's that
a-
Miller High Life, right? Except
right.
it's Mills High Life.
Oh, this son of
It's a car.
407-916-1041. Back in a sec.
Same color.
Some stations stick around 10 years, think they're a big deal.
Did we do that? Yeah, we probably did that.
It's the 30th anniversary of Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for making this happen.
Still looking at your usual slowdowns on I-4 eastbound this afternoon between US 27 and the 429 and between Osceola Parkway and 535. Still seeing heavy northbound delays on the turnpike due to a crash reported between OBT and 192. Looking at a crash blocking 2 eastbound lanes on Colonial Drive at Avalon Park Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. 2 for $6, the best deal in fast food.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
When you want the best deal on the best meal, choose Wendy's 2 for $6. Pick from Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, 10-piece Crispy Nugs, or a medium strawberry lemonade. Pair any two for just $6. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6.
Man, here in Central Florida, it is going to get hot. We just figured out this week we're going to have 90s. Did you make your preparations? Because the summer is going to be knocking on your door before any time, and your AC is going to need that help. Get that preventive maintenance plan from our friends over at Mills Air. They've been doing it for 30 plus years. Let them take that experience and make sure that you have a perfect summer, nice and cool in your house. Their techs are awesome people. They know these brands inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. They can fix it or get you a new one because they are Carrier factory authorized dealers that can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to the experts over at Mills Air. They're family owned and operated and ready to help you today. 407-277-1159. Online, it's millsair.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Hurry in during Ram Truck Month and discover what it truly means to drive a truck that's built to serve. Ram Truck Month going on now. And now purchase and get 1.9% financing for 72 months or 10% below MSRP on 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn models. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. 1.9% APR financing for 72 months equals $1,471 per month per 1,000 financed for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital regardless of down payment. Not all buyers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/3/23.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale.
Hi, I did my spring cleaning, but I still feel I'm missing something.
Don't worry, our Spring Sale has offers on everything from air purifiers to cabinets, cushion covers to sofas and storage, all to help you start fresh in every part of your space.
A total refresh. I love it.
Don't miss the IKEA Spring Sale. Visit your local IKEA store or go to ikea-usa.com/offers before 4/10. Offer valid 3/15 to 4/10. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and ikea-usa.com/offers for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit floridashistoriccoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-857-5656. That's 800-857-5656.
Hey folks, it's time to de-junk and do some deep cleaning. Let Zero Res help. Zero Res can clean your carpet, furniture, tile and grout, sofa, area rugs, everything. Right now, get your tile and grout clean and sealed for 20% off. Make an appointment at OrlandoZeroRes.com. Zero Res, spelled forwards and backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Let the professionals at Fence Outlet save you time and money. We handle everything from the free estimate to the install. We do it all, and you get 0% financing. So come into Fence Outlet or visit FenceOutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
So I guess it was the last blast of cold air. It was the last blast for Jimmy. Oh, yeah.
Colbert would have worked there. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. We had somebody just text the texting service. We were talking about Jack's vehicle situation last segment. And he's looking at 3 vehicles: Honda Accord, let's see, a
Corolla and a Sonata.
Toyota Corolla and Hyundai Sonata.
I drive a Hyundai.
I know. You drive a Nissan.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you have a Nissan.
I mean, that,
you got to own it, son.
I think that car really drives me.
It really does.
Aw.
And the funny thing is, I didn't even consider this, but somebody texted us and said that you, before you make your purchase, Jack, you may want to check the insurance rates on those particular vehicles, because he said the Honda Accord was more money. And I remember reading something a few months back about certain cars in America having higher insurance rate, and some of the Kias, they won't even insure at all, right? Because they're so easy to steal.
Yeah, that's the new thing because of that TikTok challenge.
Yeah.
Some Kias and Hyundais, I believe.
I think Hyundais were in there as well.
Yeah, they have to have certain security upgrades or they will not insure them.
Yeah, because he was stealing. And I guess with Honda, it's the same thing. I know that Hondas are one of the most stolen vehicles in America. F-150s are stolen very often. I think I think it was the Excursion from Ford, which is the gigantic SUV. Those got stolen for a while. But yeah, I believe so. I mean, I wonder if you could compare and find out what that would be.
When I got a newer vehicle, I was surprised because I thought my insurance would go down because I'm like, oh, it's got all the safety features, right? Between all the airbags and the crash detection and the lane change. But I guess also more expensive to replace.
That's exactly the case.
So the insurance actually went up. I was surprised.
Here are the most stolen cars in Florida.
Okay, Florida, that's better, yeah.
2006 Ford F-Series.
Yeah, a lot of these, by the way, have to do with what the security system is like, by the way. Because if you go 1 year, I remember reading that, if you go 1 year more, the key lock or security thing changed, and it made it more difficult to steal. But a lot of these years are weird. You're like, why would it be a 2006 Ford? By the way, that's a terrible year for Ford design anyway.
2020 Nissan Altima.
Yeah.
2018 Honda Accord.
There you go.
2020 Toyota Camry.
There you go.
2020 Toyota Corolla.
There you go.
2020 Chevy full-size pickups.
There you go.
2019 Honda Civic.
I'll be damned. So Honda has 3 on there so far?
And a 2020 Chevy Malibu. I thought they gave those back.
I thought they bought them back.
And then
my rental car was a Chevy Malibu.
Really?
Yeah, we had one out in New Mexico.
Then it's followed by 2011 Hyundai Sonatas.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally the 2019 Ram full-size pickups.
Wow, really? What does it say about 2006 doo-doo Nissan Sentras? What's it say about those?
Not on the list.
Hey, wait a second.
407.
Roundup, was it the Roundup windows?
Yeah, I got manual windows.
Manual window. It's the chunk out of his steering wheel that's missing that I love.
You have a chunk?
Yeah.
Like a space?
Yeah.
It's just an iron bar.
My steering wheel kind of looks like Strahan teeth.
Oh,
Bro,
man.
you go to Five Below, you can get a steering wheel cover for that.
But that means I have to invest in this piece of car.
Oh, damn. Speaking of that, did you guys hear that about Dollar General's change for a short period of time?
No.
Do you know what Dollar General's game plan is?
Try.
No.
Keep building in.
No. So their pricing program, I mean, most everything in this store, I think, is $1.25 or less, but there are items that go up to $3.50.
Is that Dollar Tree?
One of them. Yeah,
Okay.
I guess a Dollar Tree.
People confuse Dollar General with Dollar Tree all the time because Dollar Tree was the dollar store where everything was $1. Then they increased it a little bit.
It is Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
So Dollar Tree, most of their items are like $1.25 now, $1.50, something like that. But they do have items that go up to $3.50. But that's the max. Like, it's the whole idea, right? What do you think they're taking off the shelves for a short period of time? Because they're outpriced now in their store and they can't sell them anymore because it doesn't gel with their plan, their pricing plan, and it's interesting.
Batteries?
No.
Candy bars?
No,
something that's went up in value.
Yeah, fluctuated in value.
Gold. What do they? They don't have gold
greatly.
at a dollar store.
They do have
helium.
They do have eggs, though,
Helium
don't they?
balloons. Eggs.
Oh.
They've pulled.
Do they?
They've pulled eggs off the shelf at Dollar Tree because they're too expensive and they can't sell them for their pricing target, which is $3.50 or cheaper. Because now eggs, I think now are like $4.49 a carton, so they have to pull them off the shelves until the prices come back down, and they can put them on there.
I thought they came back down.
No, I think that this was story today. Isn't the average price nationally is in the mid $4s?
Oh, wait a year, maybe two, and then you'll be able to charge $1 an egg.
Hey, about a month. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? But that's exactly, they pulled them off the shelves.
Wow.
God, I mean, if you go to Dollar Tree for your eggs, though, is that bad?
Well, I go to Aldi, but I pay $2.50, and that's only when I don't go to Costco. And at Costco is like $3 a dozen.
And they stay, man. That's a good thing about eggs.
No, $2.75 a dozen.
And do you guys eat many eggs?
A little bit. That's if I'm making breakfast, it's eggs. It's bacon, toast.
Oh, I love eggs.
Hard-boiled
eggs.
Hard-boiled, yeah, you love hard-boiled eggs.
I do.
Are you an egg eater?
I can eat some eggs.
Yeah, how do you have them, though?
I like them scrambled.
Scrambled eggs?
Salt, pepper.
A little cheese on there?
A little cheese.
Yeah.
I'm a little dirty girl every now and then, so I'll throw some cheese on it.
All right.
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Anyone put ketchup on their scrambled eggs?
No, my wife used to put ketchup or mustard.
Yeah, that goes hard. That's too much yellow on yellow.
Yeah, that's yellow on yellow. I can't even watch her eat it.
That's double yellow.
And she gets them over easy with mustard.
Oh.
You never go.
Like that's an egg soup.
You never go double yellow.
Oh, she wrecks some toast with it. Over hard for me. I don't like runny yellows. I grew up with watching my uncles eat runny yellows. It made me a little uncomfortable.
You're at the restaurant. You ask for eggs. They go, "How do you want that, Mr. Colbert?" And
go
then
hard.
You say over hard.
Over hard is an order.
It is. Because over easy is one. You've heard over easy, right?
I've heard of over easy.
Easy. What's the opposite of easy?
Well, you can go over medium.
You could. I mean, just if you want the yolk more, I like my yolk done.
So you like them to break the yolk? So it's actually wow.
So you cook your egg like an over easy, but when you flip it over, you hit it with a spatula and crack that egg, and then it cooks the yolk under there, almost all the way through. I like that.
That's a ruined egg in my world.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
Well, there's nothing to dip your toast in.
Yeah, that's what the toast is.
You don't
mop that up.
Why don't you just make a scrambled egg instead of you're just wasting
time. You put butter and jelly on your toast.
Ew.
Ooh.
Ew. That's for the egg.
I can't believe you go eggs without toast.
And I can't believe you go ooh at butter and jelly on toast. Who does that?
See, that works too.
That's
why they give you 4 pieces.
Not me. I'm pro jelly
and butter. Attaboy.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Jelly and butter's a good time now.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate that now. That is a good time.
That's a good time.
Yeah,
that and some buttered milk. Dip that in your milk. Or buttered toast and dip it in your milk.
What?
Yeah.
Somebody says, I sell eggs. Just let me know what y'all need. I'll bring them right on over.
Someone said Trader Joe's today got a dozen for $2.59.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, don't sleep at Aldi, Trader Joe's, Costco. Let's go.
I got to stop shopping at that one spot, you know.
Yes,
God
you do.
Almighty. God almighty. I'm telling you, this card thing, when I got the Apple Wallet thing, and I bring up my phone and it shows like all my purchases, like the last 10 purchases. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? No wonder these people made $52 billion last year. I think I'm good for at least one of those.
People think I'm crazy when I don't go grocery shopping.
It sounds un-American.
Yeah, it sounds really bad. But I don't have any food waste. And
yeah,
that
that's right. I mean, I got no problem with that.
That was one of the main reasons why I was like 24, 25, and I was like, you know what? I am self-aware to know my strengths, and I know my weaknesses, and I am really bad at this. I keep wasting money and food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to
if you don't have a thing for cooking or you don't have plans to cook, there's no reason to. That's why we went to HelloFresh, and we cooked. If we want something good, we'll make something different on the weekends. That's it.
Yeah.
During the week, we're like, HelloFresh, so easy. No waste. You're right.
We're looking at that Taro oven thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a oven that comes with prepared meals with a QR code.
Really?
And the oven scans the QR code and knows exactly what dish you're putting in.
Wow.
So it's kind of like
that's very Jetsons.
It is, isn't it?
That's like the K-cup of food, right?
Yeah. All right, 407 Cure Egg. See, it works perfectly.
Oh, my God.
407-916-1041. Back with sports with our buddy Brandon Kravitz next.
You text us at 77031, and we say it on the air. Sometimes.
We might even give you credit.
Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still looking at your usual slowdowns on I-4 eastbound this afternoon between US 27 and the 429 and between Osceola Parkway and 535. Still seeing heavy northbound delays on the turnpike due to a crash reported between OBT and 192. Looking at a crash blocking 2 eastbound lanes on Colonial Drive at Avalon Park Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Reset your rest at Mattress Firm's Big Spring Sale. Shop top brands today and save up to $700. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select purchases. Time to score big savings on your dream bed.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Join us to celebrate the songs and artists you've loved over the past year.
At our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Hosted by Lenny Kravitz.
With Innovator Award recipient Taylor Swift.
And performances by iHeart Icon Award recipient Pink, Coldplay, Kelly Clarkson, LL Cool J, Keith Urban, Pat Benatar, and Neil Giraldo, Lotto, Money Long, Cody Johnson, and more.
Watch on Fox and listen on iHeartRadio.
Next Monday night at 8 p.m. Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helps you change your spare, and rock star nurses. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K. Every single day, fueled by Circle K.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now. So I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price on select models. Net of all rebates.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring.
Here, your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
So, what could you do with 8 hours? With that much time, probably a lot, right? Or nothing at all sounds pretty good too. With an 8-hour battery life, a vape device from Blue gives you the freedom to unplug. So relax, disconnect, or just let yourself focus on getting your own stuff done with a full 8 hours of unlit you time. Blue, get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Fawnham Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fawnham US LLC.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When the U.S. starts telling another country to end the war now, it's time to take a hard look at your own protection plan. If you've been on the fence about buying gold and silver, it's time to act. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call Oxford Gold right now and ask about bonus opportunities you may be eligible for. Call 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale.
Hi, I did my spring cleaning, but I still feel I'm missing something.
And don't worry, our Spring Sale has offers on everything from air purifiers to cabinets, cushion covers to sofas and storage, all to help you start fresh in every part of your space.
A total refresh. I love it.
Don't miss the IKEA Spring Sale. Visit your local IKEA store or go to ikea-usa.com/offers before 4/10. Offer valid 3/15 to 4/10. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and ikea-usa.com/offers for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. So glad to be back, hanging out with the crew, doing our thing on this beautiful Monday. You should not have to work in Central Florida on days like this.
It's good to have you back.
Good to be back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. And every single Monday at 4:20, we invite our good friend Brandon Kravitz over from 96.9 The Game over there. They talk about sports primarily. You guys give it up good and loud, Mr. Brandon Kravitz.
All right. Thank you very much.
Wow.
I'm honored and privileged to be here. I agree. I think that we should have the option, with all the technology that we have, that when it's nice enough, we should have little outdoor studios set up on the roof.
Agreed.
Where if you have the option, if you want to, take your show to the roof.
Oh, I like that idea a lot.
Call our engineers. Get it going.
Yeah.
They got nothing going on.
Except I worry about Jimmy having his show up on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
He gets mad.
Oh, yeah. Get mad at the yell at God. Stuff like that.
You could do that here. You think the walls keep it in?
Yeah, it's March. That means basketball. Is there anything else in sports? I know we're going to talk about March Madness because it has been.
Well, there's a lot, but yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
my
I
God.
have been just swallowed whole by the NCAA tournament.
It's like we had derailments before this, and now a whole bunch during this.
Yeah.
My
wife turned to me last night and she goes, "Is there a game on tonight?" And I just laughed. I was like, "Is there a game on?" I've got multi-view going on. YouTube TV provides this option where you can watch in multi-view. So I have 3 games on my screen at once. And then you can cycle through which sound you want to hear between the 3. It
Sounds like a scramble.
It is just absolute nirvana.
And true or not true that Purdue upset considered the biggest in tournament history?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw UMBC up in Baltimore beat Virginia as a 16 seed, beating a 1. That's the first time it had ever happened. That was in 2018, and Virginia was a 20-point favorite in that game. Then we saw Fairleigh Dickinson this weekend take down, or that was on Friday, take down Purdue. I think Purdue was favored by like 23, so by a little bit, but yeah, essentially the same. This is the second time it's ever happened. I do think that it's not totally a coincidence that we've seen it twice in the last 5 years when it had never happened before. College basketball is changing. The guys at the bottom are able to take in transfers, and the portal has changed everything.
It sure has.
And even if you don't use it, it's changed, because think about the big boys are really the ones that are using it. The teams that can actually get good players to jump from their school.
Just cherry picking.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, let's see who we want. I like that guy from Kansas. I like this guy from Connecticut. And if you're one of the best schools, you can pilfer, but it impacts your chemistry. These teams that never change, they've got 4-year starters that have been playing together every day for years. I think that there's a built-in advantage to where now the 1 seed might be a little bit less cohesive than the 16 seed, because the 16 seed, these guys are just like, oh, we're just fortunate to be playing basketball for a college. So I don't know that that's exactly what went on here, but there's a reason why this has happened twice in the last 5 years, and I think it has something to do with that.
Now that the portal thing happens, it kind of reminds me of that time when Chris Paul went, when he was picked, and he's like, I don't want to play for the I think at the time it was the team in
New Orleans.
Was it New Orleans, right?
Yeah. He wound up playing for them, though.
Yeah, I know he did, but he didn't want to. And then we started hearing rumors about, well, if this guy gets traded, he wants to bring this player and that player. What would stop a group of guys that maybe played AAU ball together or travel ball together for many years, and they were very good friends? And by the way, that happens all the time. Carmelo Anthony, and you heard that when that guy came into the league, he was like good friends and played AAU ball with a bunch of people. And these people have known each other, a lot of them, for a very long time. They see each other at these tournaments starting when they're 13, 14 years old. They grow up with them. They go to school with them. They go to college and wind up in the NBA. The elite ones do.
Yeah.
And what would stop somebody from going, hey, the education over here is so much better, and really, if we can get 2 or 3 good guys to go there, that would be a like a boon for that school, and then they could kind of go and chicken pick or cherry pick around because we're here. I mean, there would be nothing to stop them now, right?
Happens all the time.
You can do that all the time.
That happens all the time. Well, you just explained,
but not to places like Fairleigh Dickinson.
No.
But that's what I'm saying is you find a school like Morehead State, and then you're like, hey, I love the mountains up here. I love it. The girls are hot. There's plenty of stuff to do. Come in. Let's just go to Morehead State. And don't go to Kansas, or don't go to Georgetown or Villanova or any of those other big schools.
I do think that what you're saying is happening. It's just not necessarily happening. Fairleigh Dickinson is like really off the reservation as far as random colleges around the country.
Easy, buddy.
But FAU is a good example of that. When has FAU ever done anything in basketball? It's this little university down in Boca Raton, Florida. It's like the 8th biggest in the state, and they have inarguably, they have the most dominant basketball program right now in the state of Florida. Not the Gators, not the Seminoles, not the Knights, not even Miami, who's also in the NCAA tournament.
Have you been to that campus?
The campus is beautiful. I used to live right around the corner
buddy,
from it.
Listen, that's why. Who wouldn't want to go to FAU? That's literally exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm telling you that it's happening.
Tons
you and
of
I
money,
are yelling at each other that you're right.
Gorgeous area. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great to see.
That's why I think we're seeing more parity in college basketball because of exactly that. I mean, San Diego State is a good example.
Right, yeah.
And San Diego State's had a good athletic program in general for many, many years. But who's not trying to go live in San Diego?
No joke, dude. Especially
I can go
when
on a free ride there.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like you're going there and paying $5,000 a month for a 600 square foot apartment.
Yeah. So you've got the campuses that in nice places that are going to benefit. You also have NIL deals in places like Tennessee and Miami are 2 schools that have really leaned into this whole NIL thing. They're paying their athletes, and it's paying off for them. Miami was a flop on the football field, but they definitely put their best foot forward as far as paying guys. And then you see Miami in basketball still they're in the Sweet 16. Tennessee had a great season last year in football. They're in the Sweet 16 in basketball.
Yeah, with this new NIL thing, you're really taking the school out of play because look at that chick. Is it Olivia Dunn?
With LSU.
The gymnast for LSU, who now has $2.1 million in deals and more Instagram followers. And I mean, I think she's a pretty good gymnast, but I mean,
I don't know. I don't follow college gymnastics, but I do follow her on TikTok.
The point is that somebody who looks like that, of course, and has some talent could do quite well, and the school is an afterthought. It doesn't even matter where she goes. Do you think it matters if she's at LSU or Iowa?
Probably
that NIL deal means everything. So you're 100% right. It takes the name of the school kind of out of play.
Yeah. And so I think what we have here is a really good Sweet 16. We've got a ton of good matchups. You've got that one Cinderella that's still sticking around. Princeton, the 15 seed, is broken through. Of course, a very smart team, as you can imagine.
Right. Yeah. They'll beat you and then do your taxes.
There's a post-game press conference after their last win. It was the biggest margin of victory for a 15 seed ever in the tournament. So not only did they win, they beat Arizona in round 1 by 4. So that feels like a Cinderella upset. Oh my God, they hit the right shots at the end of the game. They pummeled Missouri in the SEC. They pummeled Missouri in the next round. It was the biggest margin of victory, 15 points that a 15 seed has ever won by. Right after the game, post-game press conference, the coach is asked the question, what does it mean for you as the 15 seed to beat a team like that? It was like one of those generic questions. And the first thing he says was, does anybody have a stat sheet? Which is such a Princeton coach answer.
That's great.
Before I can answer your question, I need to crunch the numbers.
I need the correct data, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
I think that's great, though. You know, really, this is why you watch the tournament. This is the car crash of the tournament, right?
It's great.
Like, if you're watching the 500 or you're watching NASCAR, obviously the old adage is you're watching to watch dudes crash. And in the tournament, you're watching to see the top seeds get beat by. You want the Cinderella story. If the tournament was just one seeds rolling through everybody, nobody would watch.
I completely agree.
This is the draw, it's paid off 100 times over this year.
The tournament's incredible, and it only takes a moment for us to be completely captivated. Think about Fairleigh Dickinson, 16 seed, beating Purdue, the one who a lot of people had winning the NCAA tournament. They were the best team in college basketball all year long. Zach Edey looks like Yao Ming. He's 7'4". He's an absolute stud. And they were ousted by a school that most of us had never heard of in our lives. And it's one win, and you've got one day to build up to the next game, and all of a sudden, this Tobin Anderson, the head coach at Fairleigh Dickinson, he's a nationwide celebrity.
Right, exactly.
We're all of a sudden, this school that we never heard of, that most people have no idea, and I only know because I looked it up that day when they were winning, where they are. They're in New Jersey, and yet we're all captivated, and we all instantly become fans of that team. It's only the NCAA tournament can provide that. That's why we love it.
I would agree 100%. It's a lot of fun, and I'm not a gigantic college basketball fan. Matter of fact, I'm not a fan at all, really. But this time of year, it's the greatest. Before we move on,
it's like American Idol. That's kind of what it reminds me of. You don't have to watch for very long to go, love that voice. That's a star. I'm all in. Now I'm crying. What's going on?
Love this point guard. Love his family.
Yeah.
That nun is cute.
Yeah.
The nun is not involved this year. She is still kicking it, by the way.
Oh, thank God.
She's up to like 100.
The one thing that was very interesting, though, was all the gambling. Did you see a lot of the on Twitter? We saw a lot of somebody made a half court shot in the last second of the game, just threw the ball up and it went in and wrecked the spread.
Last night, yeah.
And they showed it that on one of the Twitter feeds. It was a split screen. One side of the screen was a shot going in. The other screen was a book in Vegas.
Yeah.
And that place went crazy.
That was
because everybody lost when that guy made that. Well, he just threw it up, Jack, for no reason. It goes in.
Didn't matter.
Goes in and wrecks the spread.
It was Gonzaga. It was last night. It was the last game of the weekend. Gonzaga versus TCU. Gonzaga was favored by 4.5. So if you took Gonzaga, they're up by 7 with no time left on the clock. You're like, I'm all set. I'm going to go cash in my ticket. We're good to go. And the TCU player heaves up a 3, meaningless.
Half court.
Goes in, and Gonzaga wins by 4.
Dude,
so you lose by half a point.
The other players were already standing up on the bench, getting ready to go like shake hands and be done. That's how people were milling around when he shot it.
Two things about that. One, about that player's safety. I hope he's okay and someone doesn't take it out on him. Just
everybody
for
who
making
bet
that shot.
TCU is going to stand in front of him and go, nope, we're good.
And the other thing is, I love when stuff like that happens. Ever since
I do too.
Kirk Gibson cost me $200 with that stupid home run.
Because that's why you love it. As much as you
hate person I've ever heard call that home run a stupid home run.
I hate that guy.
As much as you hate losing like that, it is so necessary for the for the story of sports to have things like that happen.
Yeah. I was on the other side of it. I took TCU plus 4.5 last night. I fell asleep. I woke up and went, oh, that's fun. I won the bet. And then I saw the highlight after the fact, and I thought, man, I'm really glad I didn't stay up for that. I would have been kicking myself, and then all of a sudden, this moment of celebration. But it would have been agony watching that live. So that is the difference of falling asleep.
Let's take a few seconds, talk about the Orlando Guardians, the XFL offering from Orlando. They played again this past weekend. They were 0-3 going in.
0-4. They're 0-5 now. But we have finally seen signs of life from this team, and they have. I'm not following the story of every team, but I would be hard-pressed to find any that is as fascinating as what is going on with the Orlando Guardians in this upstart XFL 3.0 league. Quentin Dormady, who played college football, he bounced around a little bit. He started at Tennessee, wound up at Central Michigan. He was the third-string quarterback for the Guardians. And early on in the season, after the second week, there was this rumor that started swirling that he was giving the playbook to the opposition.
Right, yeah.
Which was just bizarre. So they kick him off the team. The XFL investigates. A couple weeks go by. This guy is nowhere to be found. He is in XFL purgatory. And then they come out with their findings and said, no, it's not true. And so they're kind of forced to bring this guy back onto the team because it's like, okay, well, you cut him because he handed plays to everybody else, but he didn't. So you kind of have to bring this guy back. Otherwise, we've got a major lawsuit on our hands. So he comes back. Well, the quarterback play for the Guardians has been dreadful, atrocious. Former first-round pick Paxton Lynch, local kid, has been awful. They brought in Quentin Flowers, who used to play at USF. Not a lot there. DeAndre Francois played at Florida State. He's terrible. So this guy's back on the roster. They can't find a quarterback they like. They throw him out there. He looked fantastic. He was awesome.
That's great.
So now he's the starting quarterback of the team.
Fire him every week.
Now they lost, but still, they was 35-32 they lost. They hadn't been able to score points all year. They have been
It's an Orlando thing.
It really is. They have been a really bad watch. And the league, I think, is fun, but I've been watching Guardians games, so I'm a little bit suppressed in terms of my excitement.
Sure.
But, yeah, they actually found something, and ironically enough, it's in the guy that was rumored to have been handing the playbook to somebody else.
Unbelievable. It didn't make any sense why you would do that. It did, I was like, this doesn't sounds odd. All right, let's talk Orlando City Soccer. They,
2-1 loss to Charlotte. Charlotte also had not won a game yet. That's this weekend. That's the theme of the weekend. The Vipers, who the Guardians went up against, hadn't won a game yet. They won against Orlando, and Charlotte hadn't won a game yet, and they beat Orlando City, and they did it on the home pitch. From what I saw, and I'm curious to get the thoughts from the major soccer fans to my right.
I think they were
there.
Yeah.
So I watched the highlights on Apple TV. And I saw a team that was kind of in attack mode. They just they got caught with a couple of offsides penalties that would have otherwise been scores. From what I saw, and again, this is from highlight mode, it looked to me like they played well. They just didn't. They screwed up, or they were hosed by refs. I can never tell with offsides. But I wasn't really all that discouraged based on what I saw. I don't know if you guys tell a different story.
The end result has to be a dub on that game. You're going up against the worst team in the MLS. That was not good. The one thing, to your point, Brandon, is that they showed up in that first half and they went, we're going to get these 3 points at home. And in the opening minutes, they scored. We scored. It was offside. And that was just a sign for things to come. That was the rest of the match.
Didn't our new guy score the only goal, though?
Yeah, he did. But it was also kind of like a scrappy goal. It wasn't filled with let's just say a lot of technical ability.
He didn't hook it in there from one of the.
But and then we had another goal that was called offsides. Two small, brain farts on defense equals them scoring. They didn't have that many chances, but my God, were they clinical. The one thing that we have not been this year, the one silver lining, is that was our third game in 7 days, but that's the only silver
these
lining.
Are professional athletes. They got to be ready for schedules like that. I mean, that's.
I can be hypercritical of Orlando City. I actually don't think fans should be that discouraged by this loss. Things happen. This is sports. Fairleigh Dickinson just beat Purdue.
Right. Yeah.
You put a team that still has professional soccer players with their backs against the wall. They haven't won yet. Going up against a team that's been playing more soccer than anybody else in the league. And I thought, based on what I saw, Orlando City actually played well.
Yeah.
They just didn't get, like Russ said, it's not about the way they played, it's the result. And as long as in a long MLS season you can be happy with the way that you played, I don't think you can be too discouraged.
Yeah, but to lose at home to the worst team in the league is not a morale booster.
And it's
you know,
also
I mean, it's like one of those things where the fans come off a little dejected. You know, we came out here to party down. The day was perfect. It was perfect weather. Everything led to we should be taking these 3 points home.
Yeah.
And then you walk away, kind of disheartened.
I think it's an ish happens loss.
The breeze was beautiful.
Oh, it was wonderful out that night. One thing, too, about Charlotte being the worst team in the MLS, this is the 4th week of MLS.
Okay.
So,
I'm not giving up, buddy.
However, this Saturday, and you can hear the game here on Real Radio, is they travel to Philadelphia, so they're on the road playing one of the best teams from a year ago. So
See
the
how it
challenge
goes.
is ahead of them.
Get 3 points, and all of a sudden, even you get one.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're right back to where you started.
And one more little NFL thing. So what's Aaron Rodgers going to do anything? Is that happening? The Jets thing is is there any movement there?
Not really.
No.
They're in a holding period right now where the Jets have leverage is that everybody knows what's going on here. So the Jets are in no rush to give the Packers whatever they ask for because the Packers aren't negotiating with anybody else.
And then
if you and I are the only ones that are negotiating over something, I'm going to drive that price down, down, down because I know that eventually you're just going to accept it. You've got nowhere else to go. Nobody wants to overhaul their team for Aaron Rodgers.
Or stay there. I mean, it's one of the two, right? And then what about Lamar? No offers for Lamar. He's been out there. I think
I think the accusations of collusion are probably accurate. The fact that Baltimore was willing to sign Lamar Jackson to the type of franchise tag that allows other teams to negotiate and nobody else is kind of tells you they knew what they were doing going in.
Yeah.
You don't sign him to that unless you know he's not going to get offers.
Right.
Well, he's not getting offers.
Wow.
So if you're on the collusion side, you've got all of the proof.
Very good.
Nobody trying to bring in Lamar Jackson, one of the best in the league. Come on.
Good and loud, Brendan Kravitz.
Oh, yeah.
It's Baker Mayfield to the Bucks. I just wanted to say that out loud.
Yeah. That's going to happen. Because that's what the Bucks do, right?
No, it already happened.
They signed him. Yeah, I'd heard that last week before I left on vacation, but that's the most. I laughed and turned the channel and saying that's the most Bucks thing to happen this year. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Ian Cassette with your Central Florida forecast. For the rest of your Monday evening, expect quiet conditions and temperatures to cool pretty quickly. We'll see overnight lows fall to around 49 degrees under mostly clear skies. On Tuesday, temperatures will be a bit warmer. Warmington 78 degrees, and that's despite a few more clouds in the sky in the afternoon and a very slight chance of rain. Our temperatures will continue to trend warmer, getting back into the low 80s Wednesday. And by Friday, we're near 90 degrees. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Ian Cassette.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber, HOA and condo board members. Bring your community the fastest, most reliable fiber internet while saving up to 50%. With Blue Stream Fiber, your community gains a partner, not just another provider. Start the partnership at bluestreamfiber.com/radio today.
Think you can buy a diamond just by looking at its grading report online or on paper?
I've been buying diamonds now for 36 years, 37 years. I have never bought a diamond without looking at it.
International Diamond Center owner Keith LeClaire has a warning. Lab grading reports never tell the whole story.
You cannot buy a diamond without looking at it. I don't care if it's from me or from anybody. You look at one diamond, it's crispy and it just talks to you. It just smiles at you. Then you look at another diamond that's graded exactly the same. And you go, well, it doesn't have the same smile. You know, why?
It could be a lower quality grade of rough diamond or a prominent inclusion, or it could be hazy or cloudy.
Many of those type of diamonds that are cloudy and sleepy, you'll find them on the internet.
Versus the ones you find at IDC. Each one handpicked by the experts for maximum brilliance with sparkle, clarity, and a smile.
I look at, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of diamonds, and then I'll select a small percentage of those.
Come and find the diamond that smiles at you at International Diamond Center. 4 convenient Orlando locations.
The podcast Let's Start a Coup wonders, what if a secret cabal of the nation's most powerful people tried to overthrow the president? Explore how it almost happened to FDR in the 1930s in this darkly comedic retelling of one of American history's weirdest schemes.
And for you, Major General Smedley Butler, nothing will ever be the same.
Why? Is it something bad?
Listen to Let's Start a Coup on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Of course, your favorite station is on the free iHeartRadio app. Take us with you anywhere and listen anytime. Plus, get thousands of other stations and playlists all free. Download our free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. Poor Sam was a mess. Always itching, licking. His paws were soaking wet. He had bald spots on his back. DINOVITE.com. 2 weeks after he started Dynamite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. Dynavite is nutrition. Dynavite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynavite from DINOVITE.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Tommy Mello here, owner at A1 Garage Doors. Growing up, my mom worked 3 jobs to save our house. She's the most important person in the world to me. When she moved into her new house, I replaced all the parts the builder had put on with parts that were built to last. The garage door is the smile of your home. Don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service and you'll be smiling today. Take advantage of our $129 winter tune-up special that includes a new bottom rubber on your garage.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis. Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Ross, I think you're looking at this the wrong way there, buddy. I think you and Jack having the same car, man, that's content. Roll up to work, wearing matching suits.
Oh, man.
Oh, buddy, I can't wait for that season.
I'm with you.
Of Jack and Ross show.
I'm with you. Except for that last part. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031.
That's our YouTube, our Instagram
that's right.
series.
There you go. Very good. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack and Ross, their own show. They're here. See you guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So much, yeah.
I'm so happy to be back. You have no idea. I enjoyed my vacation. I know that everybody needs a recharge occasionally.
Yeah.
If you don't step out, man, I just enjoyed every second of it. My favorite thing in the world is to have no schedule. That's my favorite thing. To not have any pending actions.
Oh, yeah.
Except for golf, because you had a tee time.
Yeah, but I mean, that would be it. I mean, all pleasure. No pain.
Oh, my God.
Love it.
That sounded so weird.
Until your round on Saturday.
Until my round on Saturday.
I was going to say, a golf tournament sounded like nothing but torture.
Oh yeah, I just put a picture up, and I was wearing a Corona hat, one of my great Corona hats, which I love, by the way. They're awesome, and it's got a leather patch there. And I put a picture up that said "Let's go" on Facebook. Jeff Borsowitz said, "Nice hat," and I said, "Yeah, bro." Not to mention, I was wrecking Davidoffs on the course the entire weekend, just chugging them like a train, man. Loving them,
loving life,
Just firing up a nice cigar, playing some golf. Brought 3 bottles of whiskey with me. Took 2 home.
Yeah, I filled up a flask.
Did you really?
When I went out golfing yesterday.
Whoa,
Good for you, buddy.
Whoa. You went for a 4-day stay in Palatka and brought 3 bottles of whiskey?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
I'm just questioning,
I
is
drank-
that the right amount?
Well, I only drank a little bit. I brought some in case some of the I have some friends from Punta Gorda that come up and play. It's down by where you were, right?
Yeah.
And they come up, and sometimes if they rent a house, we get together, and I brought some whiskey to have something to bring over. But I did consume
Party Jim.
about a quarter bottle of some Jefferson Reserve, which I enjoy.
What does Punta Gorda mean in Spanish?
Fat Point.
Fat Point.
There you go.
Look at that.
All right.
Just like Boca Raton.
Yeah, is
It's
it
a mouth of the rat or
Yeah.
something, right? Yeah. Did you guys know that today would have been Fred Rogers' 95th birthday? And that Central Florida, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys already talk about this?
No.
Nope.
All right, Central Florida has events lined up for the Mr. Rogers. Have you heard about this?
No.
They have a week of kindness now.
Yeah.
The Fred Rogers or Mr. Rogers Week of Kindness. What a great thing to have in the city.
Isn't that a great idea?
I mean, they're celebrating. I mean, it's a little odd how they celebrate it, but I don't know how else you could really do that. Like, I guess one of the events is Thursday. This Thursday, it's a Remember the Rogers afternoon tea time. Like, where you go have tea, and it's the Women's Park. It's at the Women's Club of Winter Park, where everyone's welcome. From 2 until 4. And then they have Mr. Rogers' prayer breakfast of Thanksgiving and celebration. That's going to be at the First Presbyterian Church of Orlando. I believe he was a member there, I think.
Well, he graduated from Rollins College.
Yeah, but I think you're right. But I thought he was a member of a pretty prominent church here. I thought that was the one.
I think one of the events is you toilet paper his former home.
Oh, man.
But then since it's a week of kindness, then you clean it up.
Or you make it into something paper mache and it's an actual a project.
This sounds like a wonderful event. It sounds like so great that people may not believe it.
Yeah.
And maybe accuse it of being nefarious. You know.
I do, buddy. I don't think that's going to be the case, though.
All right, good.
It says Winter Park Neighbor Lunch and Learn with David Newell, who I do not know who that is.
David Newell.
And then inside Mr. Rogers' neighborhood at the Winter Park Library, Mr. McFeely meet and greet, which comes off odd.
Yeah, that's
man.
Mr. McFeely meet and greet. Couldn't he just talk?
Let's make him McTalkie.
How about we change his name to Mr. Mick keeps his hands in his pants?
Exactly. No.
In his pockets.
Yeah,
Pockets.
exactly. To himself, not in his pants.
He's gone through a lot of name changes.
Yes.
It says original Orlando Tours booth at the Taste of Oviedo in the Oviedo Mall parking lot is where that's going to be. Not very Winter Park there.
Good times.
But they said here, he transferred to from Dartmouth College to Rollins College in the late 40s. Met his future spouse. Her name is Sarah Joanne Bird.
Studied music, I believe.
Yeah, it was part of that for sure. Yep. He wrote many scripts and original pieces of music for the TV program Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And I think when it comes to people from Orlando, or we can associate with Orlando, he's got to be one of our most famous of all time residents because of the legacy that he left nationally.
This is me just finding out that he was a Central Floridian.
It's him and Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Well, what was the?
there's a number of them.
And I can never remember the actor's name.
Roscoe P. Coltrane?
No, the guy who played the not the Tin Man.
Oh yeah, Ray Bolger, Burt Lahr.
No,
okay, hold on. Ray Bolger was Scarecrow.
He actually
Burt
ended
Lahr was
up
the Lion.
Actually ended up being, I believe, the dad in the Beverly Hillbillies. He auditioned to be in the Wizard of Oz, but I believe
Buddy Epson.
Buddy Epson. He was allergic to the silver paint.
Yeah, for sure.
So he couldn't take on the role. But yeah, Buddy Epson is another one. I used to attend his acting school that they have in downtown Orlando.
I think didn't he go to Jones High School or something? Because I know that the guy who played Roscoe P. Coltrane,
James Best,
lived in this area for a while because he lived in my damn neighborhood.
Yes.
Hell yeah, Deb with an acting class. What'd they teach you?
Yeah, what'd you learn?
Were they into Miser?
All those voices she does for,
no joke, she's the
Theater
best in the world
Thursday.
at it.
Yeah. Took acting classes for a while.
How long?
A couple of years.
What?
I know. None of us knew this.
We all learned something new.
All of
Was
that
this
for
a secret?
All of that for one vagina monologue performance?
I thought you were going to say for one vagina.
No.
Also true.
Haven't acted for her in a long time.
That is my bank, though.
Like making a deposit to you?
You should act.
That's everybody's
What-
bank.
why don't you- why don't you act? Why don't you go get an agent and start acting? You should do that.
Are you trying to tell me something? Is this key fob not going to work tomorrow?
No,
Okay,
no,
good.
no.
Just checking.
No. I can come work on your set sometime. I love that.
That's what my wife's been doing.
Been acting a little bit?
Yeah. She's been doing a lot of auditions.
Been getting jobs?
No, nothing yet. I mean, this is like a month in, but got a handful of callbacks.
There's a number of people here in Central Florida have done well. Carlos from the Monsters has done pretty well, but that guy Adam Murray is exploding right now. That guy's doing great, right?
Yeah. He got some pretty national big TV shows.
Stranger Things, he was on that for a little bit, and
Oh,
getting
cool.
more and more auditions. Got a unique look about him with that crazy hair of his.
Yeah.
Sweet guy. Laughs a lot.
What? Yeah, I want to know more about Deb and acting.
Yeah.
When was the last play you did?
Oh,
Did you ever do a play?
In 8th grade.
We should write a play. We should do a play.
I was a can dancer.
It could
That's
be
what
a
we should
radio
do.
play, and we
That's-
do it on Thursdays.
No. I'm telling you, we should do something like that.
I've
like
always-
we used to do the Phillips File. Used to do the Christmas Carol, and that was kind of an acting thing a little bit. But I think we could do this. I think we could pull off. Ross could write it,
and with everybody's permission.
Oh boy!
No, Ross can't write it.
No, I would let you guys know.
I have always wanted to find like a 1930s film noir, because that was the heyday of, radio and having, that's where soap operas started, was on the radio. So I think having that kind of storytelling back again would
that's great.
would be
do
awesome.
The Jim Colbert Show musical. Who wouldn't come and see that?
We get to sing.
Who would not come and see that?
And dance.
We give it a try. A lot of those people can't sing and dance. They just kind of talk, sing.
No, they can sing and dance.
No, a lot of them just talk, sing.
Like what?
Like, I love Ross. He's awesome.
Nope.
See, that, I don't know
That
how.
was terrible.
Yeah, I don't know how good that was.
It wasn't.
I got to tell you, it was right on key. You guys check the tapes.
Right on key,
Little
like
pitchy dog.
in the sense of like a kilo. That was drug riddled.
Jack said it's a little pitchy dog.
Pitchy dog.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
My favorite thing about musicals is how they start to sing and then they end abruptly.
Right, exactly.
With a dash of dramatics.
That was exactly what I just did, and you guys thought it was great when he did it.
That's because I can
407.
try to sing.
916-1041. All right, back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Fire me.
Celebrating 3 decades of hopping on trends with some questionable publicity shots to prove it. Those were some sweet frosted tips. Dude. Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for riding with us for 30 years.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Delays continue northbound on the turnpike from an accident taking up at least one lane between US 441 and US 192. We're seeing a stop-and-go ride westbound on I-4 between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535, as well as eastbound between US Highway 27 and Polk County to 429. It's slow, too, eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Find everything you love listening to on Audible. Hear celebrity memoirs, mysteries, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
Man, let's get you a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath of Mid-Florida. These guys are awesome. Dave Denbauer and his son Josh have been running that Rebath over there for about 8-9 years now, and they're awesome at it. This is what they do, guys. They provide great products, an incredible installation, and they do it quick. and you have a beautiful new bathroom in your house, whether it be your master bathroom, whether it be your guest bathroom, it does not matter. They can come in and really give you a bathroom you're going to be proud of and enjoy, and finally have those special times for your family over at your house. No more leaving because of embarrassment of your bathroom. Natural stone, travertine marble, that's what they're installing here, and names that you've known: Moen, Kohler, Delta, Birch Cabinetry. Those are names, national names you recognize. This is not trash. This is nice stuff. And even better, they have a design team that helps you. If you're like me, I have no idea how to do that stuff. These guys have great ideas and turn their products into a dream bathroom you're going to love every single day. And you can see them right now, actually. Rebath up there in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Go into their showroom, check out what they have to offer, and then book your appointment. Find out what they can do for you. It's Rebath, midfla.com.
Do you spray wood preservatives, mold remediation products, or sanitize indoors using a hand wand sprayer? Are you a professional who uses a hand pump tank sprayer or backpack sprayer to treat indoor hard surfaces or pre-construction sites? If so, you may qualify for a research study and get paid up to $300. A research study is currently being conducted in the Orlando area to measure exposure to workers when spraying indoors with manually pressurized hand pump or battery-powered sprayers and backpack sprayers. To qualify, you must have a job or have had one in the last 2 years where you use a pump-up tank sprayer or backpack sprayer for indoor mold remediation, wood treatment, or indoor sanitizing. You must be at least 18 years old with a verified government-issued ID, know how to operate a sprayer, and be in good health. This is a one-day study with compensation up to $300 for your time. Study participants are needed. For details and to find out if you qualify, please go to www.researchstudyorlando.com. That's www.researchstudyorlando.com.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima, Rogue, and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 4/3/23.
If you're struggling to lose weight, here's good news. It's called RM3 for Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 is a natural hormone that burns fat from your belly, hips, and thighs, helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. It's safe for men and women, and it's not a stimulant, so you won't feel nervous or jittery. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Experience our world-class, medically supervised weight loss programs from the comfort of your home or office. Your online consultation is safe, secure, and we ship our patented medication direct to your door. It couldn't be easier to lose weight quickly, safely, and effectively. Come see why over 500,000 people have trusted Red Mountain to help them lose weight. Schedule your appointment by dialing pound 250 from your cell phone right now and using the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. Lose 20 pounds by this time next month with RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Internal Revenue Service. When you owe a personal or business tax debt and can't pay, just hearing those 3 words brings feelings of fear and anxiety, and it's only a matter of time before tax liens, wage garnishments, or bank levies happen to you. We are J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Florida. Your first step to resolution is our no-cost consultation. We take the time to go through your specific tax problem step by step. We explain exactly what your options are and how we will resolve your tax issue. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and our fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. If you have tax problems, call us now for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or find us on the web at jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Check it out, guys. This Saturday, it's the 11th annual Pints and Paws Craft Beer Festival in beautiful downtown Sanford, taking place in the famous L between West End Trading Company and Celery City. This Saturday from 2 to 6 with VIP admission at 1 p.m. Go to pintsandpaws.com for more info.
Some roads take us where we want to go. Other roads lead to Mo. In a world full of dangerous roads, there's only one thing you need to know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson for Mo DeWitt. Office Orlando.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. So apparently Facebook is still a thing? Search gym members and join our group.
Never like U2. Couple songs. Never listened to an album.
I'm an 80s YouTube person more.
He gave a great interview. He was absolutely riveting on that podcast, Smartless. It was a really good interview. He seems really unbelievably down to earth, actually. I mean, as a billionaire, basically humanitarian / musician kind of guy.
Yeah, Bono.
Yeah. But he comes off as an insanely normal cat
Married
during
to his
that
high
interview.
school sweetheart?
Yeah. Been married years.
Yeah.
They had one event, and ever since then, it seems like something changed with the fandom for U2.
What, event with that Red Rock show, or?
No.
Yeah, the album.
The album that they
iTunes.
pushed on iTunes
that's
to
what you're
everyone's phone.
Yeah, that.
And suddenly
They shut it down a little bit, yeah.
Screw U2.
Yeah, exactly.
They even admit how dumb that was. I think they bring that up during the podcast. He says, well, yeah, in hindsight, that wasn't exactly the best idea. But yeah, like I said, he's really comes off as a relatively grounded guy, Pretty interesting. If you ever check it out, Smartless, Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett talk to people that are interesting. So
I listened today on the iHeartRadio app to that. I heard the Al Michaels interview.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would listen to that because Al Michaels is an interesting guy.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack. And Ross as well.
Oh, rules!
Talking to Deborah during the break about this newest legislation that's being offered up in Florida. Have you guys seen the bill that's trying to ban talking about menstruation or periods under 6th grade?
I mean,
this is the first I've heard of it.
This is a land of freedom.
Yes,
Florida freedom. Welcome to Florida
I was just
freedom.
saying to Jimmy, I'm like, man is literally running around the country talking about how we're the freest state in the country, and yet every day there's another headline of some right or ability that's just being whittled away.
House Bill.
I don't know much, but aren't those things like they happen when they happen?
Well, I
and
mean,
they
there's
happen
a
at
window.
that age.
Yeah, there's a window they usually happen in, but they can happen after or before that window quite often. It says here, House Bill 1069 would only permit, quote, instruction in acquired immune deficiency syndrome, sexually transmitted diseases, or health education only in grades 6 through 12. This particular legislation was going to ban any discussion of menstrual cycles in school before the 6th grade. And it says it breaks the advice of medical providers who recommend talking to children about puberty and changes in their bodies before they occur, which means theoretically you should be talking about those things, in 4th, 5th, 6th grade is about when that would most be happening to most boys and girls, right? When you're getting your 12 years old, 13 years old, going into the 9th grade in high school, you're starting to get pubic hair, you're paying attention, your bodies are changing. For girls, you're getting boobs, you're getting your period, you're growing hair.
And that's happening in middle school.
Right, that's happening in middle school.
So by high school, you're already a couple of years in.
It says here, first periods typically start between the ages 10 and 15, but can begin as young as 9 years old, which means the student would only be in 3rd grade up to 10th grade before a period begins, and they would not be able to discuss that.
I know, which is terrible.
Republican State Representative Stan McClain said that his bill would include restrictions on girls talking about their menstrual cycles. And, of course, that posed the question, well, what if two girls in the 6th grade got their period and they were in class talking about the the nuances of having their period and what it was like? Theoretically, if that was overheard by the teacher, that should be a violation. Whack.
It's completely ridiculous.
I don't even... Why?
Exactly. Why?
I don't even know why. I guess it goes back to some of the transgender stuff and talking about sex in the classroom before they think that's an appropriate age, or talking about what happens to your body before it's appropriate. I have to tell you, this is a high wire thing for me. I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm being dead honest, and here's how I think about it, right? And I don't like things like this because I think more information is better most of the time. Here's the problem. I've met high school boys, and they're not nice. They're douchebags. And if there's open discussion of menstrual cycles and periods in class, and girls try to genuinely have a discussion about the pros and cons or what they can expect or whatever, then it's going to out every girl that started their period. And that's going to be a thing to get picked on for. Because it was when I was in school. I don't know about you guys. And I mean, as far as the information goes.
But a high school guy's need to be a dick should not preclude a girl who
but this is in high school,
maybe
though.
has parents
right. This
who
is middle
don't
school.
talk about
right.
Or middle school, regardless. Don't take the information away from her because he might use it to tease her. She still needs that information.
Let's back up real quick. Could you imagine, just for a second, you being in middle school, they didn't talk about this in your middle school?
Yes.
They did not talk about this in my middle school. I never heard the word, I didn't hear the word period until probably 8th, 9th grade.
Well, you probably weren't in the health classes that they would have shown the films and stuff. Those were where boys were separated and then the girls would be separated, and we would watch a film that would, for some reason, told us not to take hot showers.
Right, yeah.
Never understood that part of it. And when they showed girls running through fields catching butterflies, I remember looking to my friends and saying, my mom doesn't act like that when when the visitor comes.
We didn't talk about stuff like that until probably high school. 10th grade is when I remember hearing, or being in a health class like you were saying, and hearing the first studies on women's menstrual cycles and things like that. I really didn't understand it. Didn't know why or anything like that. I remember learning that in early high school.
Making it a taboo topic is not good. It's not productive, because for too long, and we used to joke about it, how guys didn't like to say the word period or menstruate, or it's like, oh, it's icky and this and that, and that's childish, because women should not be made to feel that it's something wrong that can't be discussed. But it's a natural part of their existence.
So, and in the meantime, we continue to have a home insurance crisis in this state. We have real problems that are affecting real families, and this is what they're wasting their time on in Tallahassee?
Yeah, I understand. When you read the bill, it does
it's ridiculous.
It does seem silly. I'm just I wonder what most people thought. Jack, let's put this on the Twitter poll. I wonder what most people think when that should happen. Like when those discussions should begin in a classroom, not at home or anything like that, in a classroom with kids that are from different families, different areas, different religious backgrounds, all of those things in a classroom. I wonder how many people would agree with elementary kids learning about that stuff at that point.
This has been going. I learned about this stuff when I was in school.
You were in Wisconsin, though, not in Florida. This is in Florida. The law affects people here in this state.
But no, I understand that. But what I'm saying is
I'm
old. No, this was when I was in public school.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I'm not a spring chicken. This has been going on for a really long time. The question isn't should it be told, because it has been told.
Yeah.
That's how every adult woman who is texting us at 77031, and they bring up a good question. How would that affect a young girl who gets her period in 4th grade? Could the school nurse give her a pad and tell her she's okay without getting in trouble?
Yeah, that's another thing, too. So that was brought up. By the way, I understand where you are with this, your frustration, because I don't understand it either.
Because it doesn't make sense. It's not addressing anything that's actually affecting Florida families. And instead of dealing with that stuff, they're busy tackling an agenda that's only benefiting one person and one person's goal, which is to run for president. And the rest of us are going to be stuck with these crap bills.
State Representative Ashley Gant added this. She goes, quote, "Does this bill prohibit conversations about menstrual cycles because we know that typically the age is between 10 and 15? Now, that's what this woman asked. So if little girls experience their menstrual cycle in 5th grade or 4th grade, would that prohibit conversations from them since they are in a grade lower than 6th grade? The gentleman who proposed the legislation answered, quote, "It would."
And why is he proposing this? Our texting services, again, why are these male legislators?
Yeah, I do not know.
This is such BS.
Yeah, it says the strategy is also being used. By the way, this is all part of that whole parents' rights Bill of Rights thing. That's all kind of wrapped up in that, is what the article is saying. This is a USA Today piece, by the way.
As long as they keep showing that video, because that video gave me...
What video is that?
The birth video.
Oh, yeah?
That birth video changed me.
Yeah. What grade was that?
It made me go like, yep, condoms, rocking condoms.
Same here.
What grade was that?
Condoms.
You remember what grade you were in?
I want to say 9th grade.
Yeah.
I think that was 9th.
So that would, under this thing, that would be perfectly fine because they're in 9th grade in high school and not in middle school.
Oh, man,
I mean, would you show that? Would you show that to 5th graders?
Yeah.
You would?
I mean, I guess.
You would show a full vaginal birth to a 5th grader? A boy? 5th grade boy?
I mean,
I remember high school. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I did not. We did not see that in high school. There were no vag shots for any reason whatsoever in my high school. Not even one.
I remember every frame of that video.
I passed out.
Did you really?
I did. I literally fainted.
And you weren't even giving birth.
And I wasn't giving birth. Just saw the video, and that was it. I went, hell no. I passed out.
I remember like the hairstyle.
Oh yeah.
I remember it all. I could sketch it like it did a crime or something. Like we're on the hunt for it.
It says, they can start they want this woman, Ashley Gant from Miami, wants more clarification on whether or not girls who share the same age, whether it be 4th or 5th grade, could still talk about it in class because they're experiencing a real life scenario between two friends in school. And they want more clarification on where the line is drawn with that.
All right, so I'm trying to work on the wording here and tell me if this is what you're after. Should Florida elementary schools be prevented by law from discussing female menstruation?
Yeah, in elementary school. It has to be in elementary school.
Yeah,
That's
Florida
the thing.
elementary
There you go.
schools.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just wild because there's a legit possibility of, fourth graders, 5th graders experiencing that for the first time, and we're trying to throw out them not being able to talk about it.
You're in trouble now.
I don't know how to. I don't even know how they would. How would you even apply this? Like, what would you do? Like, let's just draw that scenario real quick. We got to go to break, and I'd love to take some phone calls on the other side and see what people are thinking. But let's say you did. You're a teacher, and in 6th grade, you heard two girls discussing that they had just started their period. I mean, what do you do? What's the penalty? You send them to the principal, and then what? They get suspended for talking about a biological occurrence that happens to almost every woman?
Everything about it just...
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. I would love to hear your opinion.
Good luck trying to fill those 5,000 plus open teaching positions.
Welcome to Florida.
Welcome to Florida. Good luck with that.
All right, back in a sec.
It's the new WTF.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
1792 was shut down north and southbound between Cayley Street and Gore Street at Grant Street. Consider I-4 for an alternate here. Northbound travel on the Turnpike still jammed up from a crash between US 441 and US 192. Blockage with this one as well. Eastbound travel on the 408 still has a right lane block from a crash approaching OBT. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Rude Air Conditioners.
Rude Air Conditioners, engineered tough, built to last, dependability day after day, year after year. Rely on Rude. Find your Rude Pro Partner contractor at RudeACFlorida.com. RudeACFlorida.com.
Our Twitter poll is up. Matter of fact, both of them are up at Real Radio 1041. Follow us on Twitter. It's brought to you today by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Shout out to Mike the Home Builder. He was one of the sponsors of the Brew Bus this past Saturday and went there, he and his wife, and we had a fantastic time. Mike's a great guy, but he's back at work today helping you. Maybe you need a roof. Maybe it's gutters, windows. Is it a door? Mike the Home Builder with MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. That's a website to go to for great quality, local work, great installation, and it's great service, all at a fair price. Mike the Home Builder can take care of you. Did my roof and gutters, and it's fantastic. I got covered gutters now, so I do not have to clean them anymore, and I like that a lot. Again, the website for Mike is myhomebuildersnetwork.com.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Join us to celebrate the songs and artists you've loved over the past year.
At our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Hosted by Lenny Kravitz.
With Innovator Award recipient Taylor Swift.
And performances by iHeart Icon Award recipient Pink, Coldplay, Kelly Clarkson, LL Cool J, Keith Urban, Pat Benatar, and Neil Giraldo, Lotto, Money Long, Cody Johnson, and more.
Watch on Fox and listen on iHeartRadio.
Next Monday night at 8 p.m.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima Rogue and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 4/3/23.
Millions of Floridians do the math, and millions of Floridians choose Amscot Cash Advance because it makes sense. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Get started at amscot.com. Amscot. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Amscot. The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you, even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Check it out, guys. This Saturday, it's the 11th annual Pints and Paws Craft Beer Festival in beautiful downtown Sanford, taking place in the famous L between West End Trading Company and Celery City. This Saturday from 2 to 6 with VIP admission at 1 p.m. Go to pintsandpaws.com for more info.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trenley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's the Woody Show.
Hello.
Rod Ryan Show, check it in.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
Alter Ego, are you ready?
All of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music.
A little bit of everything. All of the great podcasts for every interest.
Stuff they don't want you to know.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome. All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Hey guys, I'm almost 40 and I grew up in Seminole County. Just kind of give you a point of reference. In 4th grade, they showed us the boys video about all the things that happens with the male body. And then in 5th grade, they showed us both videos, but all the graphics were like doctor's office posters, very clinical. Yeah, so that's what they did for me. Anyways, have a great day. Bye.
Thanks, buddy. Got a couple of people texting in saying that they were in a Catholic school, which is what I thought you went during middle school. And they learned there, like in the 4th and 5th grade. A number of people chiming in.
Yeah. Now, the birth video I had seen at my Catholic school.
Yeah.
6th or 7th grade.
Terrifying.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what they wanted it to do.
Oh, yeah.
If you misbehave.
You'll not need a condom now. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. We're talking about this new legislation being offered up in Florida, House Bill 1069. Being offered up by, let's see, Stan McCain from Bellevue. And what he wants, it would permit, quote, instruction in acquired AIDS syndrome, sexually transmitted diseases, or health education only in grades 6 through 12. Now, somebody texted earlier and said that this was an attempt for them. Oh, this is what it was.
A narc-ass bill?
No. It wasn't a narc-ass bill per se. What it was an opportunity for, and somebody texted and said, well, those things are for parents to talk to their little girls about, not to be discussed in an open classroom in front of like mixed company. It's kind of how I took it. I mean, what would you say to that argument that these things are highly sensitive and they should be talked about? But you got to remember, they're not calling out. The teachers aren't calling out individuals and going, hey, did you start your period today?
No.
Or do you have yours? They're just talking about it in general.
And we also had someone else who texted in and said that she was from a very religious family and there was no instruction at home. And she was very confused. It was that video and health class that set everything straight. So, yeah, it would be great to believe that every parent in Florida reads to their children at night and make sure they know their shapes, their numbers, their colors, their ABCs. It'd be nice to know, that every parent in Florida is going to sit down their preteen girl and preteen boy and explain the things that are the changes that are coming, but they don't. And when that happens and you don't know what's going on, you remember the scene from Carrie, the movie?
Right, yeah.
She got her period. She had no idea what was happening to her. She thought she was bleeding to death.
Right.
That still happens.
Yeah. 407-916-1041.
And it hasn't been a problem until now.
Yeah, it's not even a problem now. I just don't understand the legislation.
I
guess
don't either.
And the thing is somebody mentioned the word woke. This has nothing to do with woke. This is general education about biology of the human body.
That's been going on we have people texting us at every age bracket, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, saying they all went through this class.
I don't like that argument too much when they say like, well, I think this should be kind of a parents thing, because then why aren't you feeling that way about every other aspect of education?
Well, yeah, there are certain parts of it, I guess, that have to do with anything to do with sex or anything to do with genitalia in any way, shape, or form, that they believe that should be a discussion between the parents and the children, even if it's a biological thing. Like, I never had a talk with my son about erections.
Yeah.
You just start getting them, and you understand why. You do.
Well, I mean, then that would also be a point, kind of towards what Deb was just saying, is that I don't want to talk to my future son possibly about erections.
Yeah, because I mean that you have to understand. I mean, I don't. Boys do not have a parallel happening as a menstruation period. We do not have anything like that, right? But when you start getting erections, you couldn't even discuss that. And it's interesting that that's not mentioned in here. That there's nothing to do with boys in here and anything that they could experience, because that's about when you start understanding what that's for. You know, what an erection and what causes that.
Oh, because it doesn't come through your pants onto your desk, onto your chair at school.
Well,
you don't need products that you have to go to the store for. You're not in pain.
But understood that. But although that happens in the area where you also have sex, that doesn't happen to boys in the area where they also have sex. And I'm not trying to defend it. All I'm saying is in the context of talking to boys about something that would be equal to them at that particular age, you would have to talk about erections, and no way you could do that because there's only one reason you get an erection.
I don't know that, but for the listeners that have been texting us and talked about that day, you know, when the boys are separated and the girls are separated, I can only tell you the video that I saw in the health class that day. I have no idea what the video they showed the boys.
The one that they showed you is the one we wanted to watch.
No.
All right. 407
Catching butterflies?
916-1041. Hey, Gene, how you doing? Thanks for holding, buddy. You're on the show.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, here's, I went to the seventh and sixth grade, but both years we had to do the sex education class, papers signed by the parents. Boys went one way, girls went the other. But nobody has brought up how Disney got into this when they built The Wonders of Life and had the Making of Me video with Martin Short hosting it.
Oh, wow. I don't remember that.
About sex education.
Well, they also just got in trouble with that movie Red, right? Because that was was also a thing that or Seeing Red or whatever it was. What was it? Was it just Red?
Red. Yeah, the Red Panda.
Yeah. Oh, stop. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate your call. 407.
No, that's what it was called.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, that's what the movie was
I
called.
thought it was just called Red. I didn't know it was Red Panda.
I mean, the idea.
I thought you were talking about a restaurant.
Is that a teenage girl with her magical powers turns into a red panda?
Oh, that's right.
Which gets really mean.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So it was a euphemism for, some people felt that it was a euphemism for menstruation.
So already teaching kids to stay away from women on their periods at a young age? Is that what we're doing?
I mean,
see, I believe that wasn't the intention of the movie.
No.
It's just some people accuse it of.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the. I thought that was kind of an admitted underlying theme of the movie from the movie makers, was it not? The idea of dealing with menstruation young like that? It's a Disney animated movie, is it not?
Weird thing to have a press conference over. But
I haven't seen it, so I couldn't tell you
right,
what.
But it is an animated film, correct? And it is for children, is it not?
Well, it's animated, but
I mean that doesn't necessarily mean it's always for kids. But I think if it's a Disney animated movie, we can pretty much bet that it's meant for a younger audience. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is an interesting thing, and we have it up on the Twitter poll. If you want to go to at Jim Colbert Show on Twitter, you can be part of our Twitter poll, and we'll read that at the end of the show to find out how many people agree with us or disagree with it.
I really appreciated my sexual education.
Did you learn anything?
I did.
Did you apply that in your life anywhere?
I don't know. I mean, I would have to get back to you on that.
Yeah.
I wore condoms in high school because of that damn birthing video, and I was like, I don't want anything to do with that.
The answer is yes. And the only thing I got the sex talk about from my dad was this. Understand, and I don't mean to be graphic here, this is just what we're talking about, but understand that final action for the guy, right, the final moment there, isn't the only thing that can impregnate your girlfriend. The clear
the prequels.
The prequel there that exists
and it's happened
is also viable to get your. So in other words, what he was saying is, if you're relying on a certain theory of getting out of there in a hurry to avoid a situation, understand that when you think you're getting out of there, you've already gotten in there.
Exactly. Sometimes you get full off the appetizer.
Right.
It's like my mom, when I had a question, I would ask a sex ed question. Why? You going to do it?
Oh, yeah.
See, that is, Deb, would you say that is a scenario where sex education from school
backfires?
Helps.
No, it helps because I was not going to get that talk at home.
You're not getting that conversation.
No.
But is it okay for parents not to want you to have it at all? I mean, I know that sounds archaic, but I'm just asking that question. Is it okay for a parent to say, I don't want my kid to get that lesson from you?
Yes, and they can have that. I think they should be able to say, I would like my child not to be part of this lesson, but they don't have a right to say it from my child.
Exactly.
I
And
would
that's
agree
why
with
they
that
send-
100%. You could send a note, could you not?
And they do.
Yeah.
I mean, they
that's a
send
thing.
notes home so that the parent is aware this class is coming up. If you don't want your child to attend the class, then sign it or say you don't want it and don't send the permission note back to school.
And I have horrible news for this legislator. If you think for 1 second that kids are in middle school and they don't know about this or aren't hearing about it from their peers, and by the way, the information coming from friends
From their phone, man.
may not be entirely accurate to what they could get from the lesson plan. Maybe it's a little bit more advantageous that way.
Well, ask yourself, do you want your child learning it from a teacher, an accredited teacher, or TikTok?
Well, and you're right there, but there are people out there, and I agree with this 1,000%. If I didn't want my kid learning that information in school, I wanted the math, I wanted the English, I want the social sciences, I want all of those things, poli-sci, whatever the case may be, all that, the biologies, everything. But I don't want that.
Not all the biology.
I simply send that note. Please excuse my daughter from this discussion in your classroom. I don't know what she would do at that point. I don't know where they would go, but I guess that would be
Study
the only
hall.
answer.
I was going to say study hall,
And
probably.
I believe they do.
Do they?
do what?
They give you warnings. I remember my daughter getting warnings on anything they were going to watch that might be considered,
One texter
objectionable by some.
or have curse words in it or something like that.
One texter after another being that they grew up in Connecticut or New Hampshire or here in Florida. The one thing they talked about was that day in class when the boys go to this room, the girls stay in this room, and the permission slip is sent home so that mom and dad are aware that this is the conversation. And I would imagine for a lot of moms and dads, it's kind of like, whew, they can keep it technical. They can keep it medical.
I would agree with that. I would think that most parents probably, well, here's the thing. I can't say that.
Well, because they're not talking about sex. They're talking about the biology of your body. So it has nothing to do with.
But it is the sexual organ, and that's what I think. That's the thing, is I believe that's the issue. It doesn't really even, like I was saying about erections, they would never talk about that because there's only one thing you use it for.
Well, I don't know if
So,
they
I mean, you
wouldn't
have to talk about
it.
sex.
I mean, maybe they, in the boys' video, boys asked questions about it. I don't know.
That's
but
what it's for. You're in class to ask questions and learn, right? I mean, you can learn just by sitting there watching.
I just don't see how keeping kids ignorant is at any benefit to us as society as a whole. Why are we going backwards?
And my mom never talked to me about sex. I'm starting to think, can we make that a Twitter poll? Did your parents talk to you about sex? Because that will give you a pretty good idea of how much sex ed is needed.
Let's do a little one right here. My parents did not talk to me about sex, except for my dad said wear a condom because the pre can get her pregnant. Okay,
that's a one complete sentence.
That pre-C can get them pregnant. Now we'll see you later.
Jim, I think that counts though. For being talked about sex, because I never got any.
You didn't get any of that?
Nope.
Not even one thing? Not what it's for? Not anything?
Nope.
Not you either?
No, I mean,
not even a little bit?
And I got the question back. Why? You going to do it?
Yeah.
The one time my mom brought up sex to me was when she told me that she knew that I had sex.
Okay, and she was very disappointed.
And her quote was, "Wow, Ross, I didn't know that you F so good."
Oh,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Your mom said that?
Should I not have shared that? Jack's giving me a face of like, what?
How did she even know that?
Well,
like one of your friends calling and checking in?
I know. So this.
Hey, your son's awesome.
The girl
Be careful here.
The girl that I lost my virginity to and we broke up. We lost our V cards to each other, but when we broke up, she kept blowing up my phone. And she kept calling me.
So your mom just assumed it was because you were just bringing it?
Yeah. So I was in an Applebee's, and I was like, Mom, this girl won't stop calling me. And she was like, I didn't know you F so good.
Oh, wow. That happens to me in so many Applebee's.
Yeah, it was over a Blondie. I remember the dessert. It had a great scoop of vanilla ice cream.
All right, 407-916-1041.
So she made a joke.
Right.
That was her joke attempt.
Just as I was going to that caller, he hung up.
Gotta love it.
Sorry, buddy. My bad.
My mom, no way. My mom is the mom that roots for me to sleep with as many girls as I possibly can. You know,
really?
Like a dad.
Wow, really? Okay, it's easy.
Wow, my mom was a labor and delivery nurse. I got the talk when my mom had a 10-year-old patient.
Ooh.
I was 8. And that's why they need that education, because for that little 9-year-old girl who just got her period, she needs to know.
Yeah, because now's the time.
Now she can get pregnant.
Yeah. Wow.
And
even at 9.
Isn't that age like dwindling?
Yes, because they say they don't really know why, but like over the last 40,
Hormones
50
in the
years, I've always felt that it was hormones in our meat and in our milk. But yeah, boys and girls are both reaching puberty younger and younger, in some cases as early as 8.
You telling me there's like a 6th grader hairier than me?
Oh,
like
yeah.
A hairier chest?
Oh, yeah, I can take you to P-Town and show you 10 of them.
I was born in the wrong generation.
My God, guys born there with beards.
The third Jim Colbert Show question of the day is now on Twitter.
That's what we're doing the last 2 segments of this show, by the way. We're just going over this.
Because I'm super curious, and also there's no way a parent is going to educate, or maybe I'm wrong. I'll go out on this plane.
Yeah, you can't say no way.
You
would say the percentage is low.
Very low that a parent is going to educate their kid about sexual intercourse as efficiently as a teacher who does it as their 9 to 5.
And they dread it too.
Ask Steve out there if he talked to his.
Yeah, I will.
Someone else, 77031. I got no sex talk at home. I became pregnant at the age of 17 because I thought I was safe. The pre got me.
Oh, man.
Oh, no, the appetizer.
Yeah.
Those loaded potato skins, man.
It's too many.
It's too many. I know a friend who you know.
Oh, the skins will get you every time. Or maybe no skins will get you every time.
I got a friend who, had a kid via episode 1, The Phantom Menace, the little prelude,
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, those prequels will get you.
And they don't have to.
Oh, yeah.
I'll stop there. But yeah, that's.
Yeah, it's leaking.
Doesn't even have to.
Nope.
What?
Nope. Doesn't even have to go.
It just has to be outside the front door.
It just has it has the loiter in the lobby.
No.
Yeah. Seriously.
You can't tell me
Yes.
that all I have to do is Jay and Silent Bob my junk, and then all of a sudden, Jesus happens.
If you're.
It wasn't that. It's not that Jesus happens.
Yes.
It's if you're,
You don't need this for the pre to get her pregnant.
And you don't need the money. You don't need that shot for it to happen.
There is.
Yeah.
So it's like a proximity mine.
I really want to go now.
All right, 407-916.
He sounded in pain.
1041. All right, load them up for trivia. We'll do that next.
Oh, lucky Jack.
Real radio is the news junkie.
A technology mogul has been branded a creep after he claims to have offered a woman $100,000 to do what on a flight?
Oops.
What do you think?
Join the Mile High Club.
Go a little more controversial than this.
Join the Mile High Club in blackface.
No.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
It was another quick tournament trip for John Calipari and the Kentucky Wildcats. Playing at Kentucky's become a pit stop for the Five Stars before they head to the NBA. Not a lot of connection, chemistry, stability to the program. Duke, Carolina, Kansas all figured out how to balance the top recruits, still win. Last year, Kansas' top 3 scorers were all upperclassmen. It's time for Coach Cal to do the same. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Staples Print and Marketing Services help small businesses print big. Now get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Offer ends $4.15. Visit staples.com/printbig for details. This is your sign to try Staples, where your prints are perfect, guarantee.
The Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex is a top 10 TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice winner year after year. Only place you can experience the excitement of thundering rocket launches up close and see the spacecraft that are blazing the trail for tomorrow's discoveries. Be sure and take advantage of this new 2-day ticket offer. Awesome deal, costing less than $45 per day and offers maximum flexibility for the entire family. It's the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, the only place where you can experience the excitement of thundering rocket launches up close and, like I said, see the spacecraft that are blazing the trail for tomorrow's discoveries. Explore more today and find out all about that new ticket deal at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
As road pros, we know how to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, from making alternate routes to finding the best cup of coffee on the road.
And how to help get better mileage.
Yep. Yeah, all diesel fuels are not the same.
Yep. Synergy diesel-efficient fuel from Exxon and Mobil stations helps you get further down the road. Helps keep your engine cleaner,
Keep this baby running. That's the goal. Get the job done and get home.
Yep. Pros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more and find a station at Exxon.com. Compared to diesel without detergent additives. Results may vary.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale.
Hi, I did my spring cleaning, but I still feel I'm missing something.
Don't worry, our spring sale has offers on everything from air purifiers to cabinets, cushion covers to sofas and storage, all to help you start fresh in every part of your space.
A total refresh. I love it.
Don't miss the IKEA Spring Sale. Visit your local IKEA store or go to ikea-usa.com/offers before 4/10. Offer valid 3/15 to 4/10. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and ikea-usa.com/offers for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Think you have to travel to New York or Los Angeles to get a 5-carat colorless diamond in a one-of-a-kind designer setting? What if I told you people from those cities came here for these exquisite pieces of jewelry? Here to International Diamond Center. Welcome to the IDC Prestige Collection, a truly breathtaking array of large, rare diamonds 2 carats and up, handpicked for maximum brilliance and certified by the GIA. In addition, International Diamond Center is one of only 14 dealers in the world offering De Beers Forevermark Exceptional Diamonds, featuring magnificent diamonds 5 carats and up, including the rarest and most exquisite diamonds on the planet. The IDC Prestige Collection and the Forevermark Exceptional Diamond Collection are for the discriminating shopper with refined taste and uncompromising standards. No need to travel or have it flown in from a broker. It's all here, every day. One of America's most impressive displays of large, rare diamonds, along with the most sought-after designer rings in the world. International Diamond Center, your direct diamond importer. 4 convenient Orlando locations.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima Rogue and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 4/3/23.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
In Orange County, 5th graders get separated, boys and girls. The boys go over their changes, the girls go over their changes. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade and into high school, they do full-on sex ed with boys and girls in the same room, going through all of the same stuff every single year.
Wall of Voodoo. On my shoulder. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Thanks so much for tuning in on this beautiful Monday.
64 degrees right now.
Perfect. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Speaking of Ross, he's got the sauce jar.
All aboard! Chugga, chugga.
Choo, choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Who did that while I was gone?
He's back.
We all did it.
We did it.
Yeah, like a weird Colbert seance.
Okay.
You want to hear it?
No.
Yeah. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
What'd you think?
Sucked. Mine's
All right.
way better.
I have a
He's
pair.
back.
I have a pair of tickets to see. This is him in a good mood.
I
have
know.
a pair of tickets to see
I'm in a great
Orlando City
Oh, yeah.
versus Nashville. That's going down Saturday, April 1st at Exploria Stadium. Kickoff is at 7:30. That is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Hey, you got a move coming up? Call them. They can handle it. Local, long distance, residential, or commercial. And if you mention the Jim Colbert Show,
What'll happen?
that will get you a discount.
Sweet.
Book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Clickety-clack, back to you.
Thank you so much, Deb. Ross, who do you have today?
Let's welcome Daniel.
Daniel right there on line 2. Daniel, how are you?
Doing well. How you doing?
Doing great, buddy. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Game show.
All right, Daniel, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is untrue. It's a lie. If you can find it, I will send you to the sauce jar and off to an Orlando City match. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. On this day in 1800, Alessandro Volta discovered the
electric volt.
Electric battery.
Oh.
That's right. Alessandro Volta discovered and invented the first electric battery. Here are 3 fun facts about batteries and 1 dying lie.
Now we know why.
Number 1,
voltage.
the battery for the pacemaker was invented before the pacemaker itself. Number 2, old batteries are recycled into fertilizer to help grow corn. Number 3, a battery that will last a century can be made from nuclear waste and artificial diamonds. Or lastly, Fairbanks, Alaska owns the largest battery in the world. It can power the entire city in case of a power loss. Which one of those is a lie?
I want to say number 2.
Number 2 is absolutely true, unfortunately. Old batteries are recycled into fertilizer to help grow corn. That's a true statement there. Who is next?
I was so shocked by that, and I made the noise. I realized I better make a noise on all of them.
I was wondering what the noises were for.
Let's welcome Howard.
Howard, how you doing, buddy?
How you doing?
Good, man. One of these is a lie. Find it. We're talking about batteries. Number 1, the battery for the pacemaker was invented before the pacemaker itself. Number 2, a battery that will last a century can be made from nuclear waste and artificial diamonds. Or lastly, Fairbanks, Alaska owns the largest battery in the world. It can power the entire city in case of a power loss.
How about the first one, Jim?
That is the one, buddy. You're a winner.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Calm yourself. There you go, buddy. I got to tell you, thanks for faking it for me. I appreciate that. I really appreciate you. Oh, yeah. There, and another one. That was better than the first fake you gave me. Oh, you sons of bitches. Woo! Yeah, that's not true. The battery for the pacemaker was not invented before the pacemaker itself, but the others are. A battery that will last a century can be made from nuclear waste and artificial diamonds.
It's held together with spit and gum.
Fairbanks, Alaska does own the biggest battery in the world. It will power the entire city in case of a power loss.
Now, how come we don't have something like that here in Central Florida?
Because it's not an average temperature of 4.
I know, but I mean with the hurricane season and stuff.
Yeah, no, not too bad.
Just have a battery like that.
Some other things you may not know about batteries before we get over to Ross Thoughts. You know, disposable e-cigarette batteries are actually very rechargeable. And that is one of the most annoying things in the world, by the way. When you see people using those batteries, especially the vape pen things where they buy it and the cartridge is on the pen, it's all one thing. When they get done with it, you just throw that away. That's a perfectly rechargeable battery. Waste. Just perfectly rechargeable.
Yeah.
Just be thrown away by potheads.
What?
Way to go, Ross.
No. Mine's rechargeable. It's charging.
After the Fukushima nuclear power plant disaster, employees scavenged car batteries to power the instruments that monitored the essential equipment. So imagine a room full of car batteries all jumped together and hooked up to the panels that run the nuclear power.
Okay, that's not concerning at all.
The flashlight is the reason we have D-cell batteries, and in this case, that is the case. The light was invented before the battery.
Oh.
It was because it was a handheld, and he powered it with another kind of battery. It said, we have to get a battery to do that, and that's why the D-cell exists. I don't know of anything other than a flashlight that D-cell batteries power. Is there one other thing that a D-cell battery powers outside of a flashlight?
Because even a boombox takes a C.
Oh, that's right. But that, I mean,
no, some,
yeah, you're right.
But the
Mag
big
lights,
the big ones back in the day. But I think the ones now are C batteries or 9 volts.
I like those shake weight lights. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the ones.
Yeah, the one that you just.
Sorry, I did that on the camera.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
I can't believe you just did that.
I can't either, buddy.
Wait, what did you do on the camera?
It was Benjamin Franklin that coined the word battery. Do you know why?
Are you allowed back in Palatka after that?
Do you know why?
No.
Because the original batteries were like mason jars, and they were all set up and wired together, and it looked like a battery of soldiers or a battery of something. Like a battery was a regiment or something like that.
A unit.
So it looked like that when it was all set up. So he called it a battery. There you go.
And now we know why it's voltage.
That's right. Alessandro Volta. Ross, thoughts?
Yes. So many. Financial. I want to talk to you guys about cashish.
All right.
Cash. There's one aspect.
Green, moolah.
Yeah. There's a handful of things that I keep going through in this last year that makes me feel older. And this is one of them.
Oh, he's grown up right in front of us,
Coupons?
guys.
No.
I think he grew up so fast right in front of us.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Our little boy.
Well, I'll tell you everything that I have to know.
Okay, I'm dying to hear it. We'll do that next.
Staying one step ahead of the algorithms. Real Radio 104.1 on Facebook. Find it and like it. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still seeing your normal afternoon delays on I-4 right now as you travel east and westbound on the interstate. The right lane remains blocked eastbound on the 408 just before the OBT exit. Still looking at major problems on OBT due to a serious crash that has shut down all north and southbound lanes between Cayley Street and Gore Street. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's panini flavors are getting even bolder, like buffalo chicken paired with creamy mac and cheese. They're sure to be the envy of every lunch. Go ahead, try a new bold panini today. Gotta have a Wawa.
Here in Central Florida, utility companies raised the rates 3 times last year, and they're thinking about another rate increase, but you can stop going along with these rate increases and go solar with Solar Bear. Solar Bear, the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state. They're also locally owned and operated, which means no subcontractors. Just visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate and check it out right now. 0 down, 0% interest and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. Solarbear.com.
I've been buying wholesale cars for 27 years, and every year, the way I know the market has peaked is my Bradford pear tree blooms. This morning I looked, and it is bloomed. The market is peaking. If you want to sell your car, this is the highest time of the year to do it right now. Just beat a guy today. My CarMax offered $3,000. They offered him $75 on his Corvette. I gave him $78. Why? Because the tree told me to. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Orlando is lurking, ready to protect what's theirs. Because in this wild, it's survival of the fittest. Welcome to their jungle. This is your team. Come experience the XFL. Your Orlando Guardians return to Camping World Stadium against the Seattle Sea Dragons, Saturday, March 25th at 1 p.m. Tickets on sale now. Visit xfl.com/tickets.
I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we got Liz $1 million.
About a year ago, I was in a really bad accident. Nobody would help us. But when we called Mr. DeWitt and his team, they were there to help through the whole thing. I'm extremely happy with the results. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.
Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now, so I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today, like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price on select models. Net of all rebates.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Lowe's knows how to get your lawn ready for spring. And right now, you can get up to $20 off select Scott's Triple Action Fertilizer. Plus, get a Cobalt 40-volt 15-inch string trimmer or leaf blower. Your choice, $149, only at Lowe's. Get set for spring. Visit us in-store or online today because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 3/9 through 3/22. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. Are you offended yet? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Oh, there's things that are powered by a D-cell battery. I think 1 or 2 of them are in my wife's nightstand right now.
That's a C-cell, brother. Got bad news for you. If you have a wife with a D-cell vibrator,
yeah, maybe that's different bad news for her.
You're with a special woman whose teeth are super glued in.
The worst kind of vibrators, the ones that you just plug into the wall.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just always hooked up to the wall,
like a weed eater motor.
Yeah. Man replacer.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I am Jim. Deb is here with me.
Hello.
So is Jack.
Hi there.
Let's get some Rouse thoughts.
It's weird.
Oh man.
It's funny.
I don't know.
Sometimes.
I'm talking.
It's Ross, spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
What you got, player? What you got?
All right, so I'm feeling a little bit older because there's so many like things that have snuck up on me that makes me go, oh God, it's here. It's here. We went into a gas station, looked at the price of candy bars, and I'm like, God damn.
What's it, $1.80 or something for a candy bar?
What
now?
are we doing here?
Is that what it is?
It's
like $1.80 for a candy bar. That same candy bar when I was a kid was 35 cents.
And then I remember Gatorades. Gatorades used to be 32 fluid ounces.
That's right.
Not anymore. We're
20.
under 30.
Yep, 20
We're
ounces.
under 30. Just because you made the bottle sexier.
Shrinkflation.
Yeah, shrinkflation. Doesn't
Same
just happen.
price, though.
Doesn't just happen to us dudes. It happens to everybody.
And that was the only size for a while was that 32 ounce that you just kind of dealt with it. And then they came up with a big one and then the 20 ounce. But that was the only size for a while.
I went ahead. I pulled a Jack, and I mean this in that best way possible. I pulled a Jack Bradshaw on Thursday or Friday.
You shot out?
Oh man, I shot out so hard. I shot.
You straight shot?
I straight shot. I shot it everywhere.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
Went to a coffee shop.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Not a massive corporation, not any of those.
Just a local one?
Just a local one. And I've never been there. I walked in, I saw like a little special edition, limited time only St. Patrick's Day coffee. And I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood.
Hell yeah.
I'm not wearing too much green, so I'll go ahead and I'll support with the St. Patrick's coffee. Look at how much it costs. See it right there in the register. It said $7.77.
$7.77 for a cup of coffee.
I went, no.
For a cup of coffee.
I said no.
$8.
Yeah, it was $8, Jack.
$8. And that's not a tipping.
Yeah.
Wow. When they make that handmade coffee, they expect a tip. So $10 for a cup of coffee.
Couldn't do it.
Wow.
I backed off. I felt great. I felt like
you won.
I felt like Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah, you won. You're right.
Yeah.
You ordered it?
No.
No.
I didn't know
walked
the
out.
price,
Okay.
but I saw it on the register, and I was like, nah, that's not happening.
That's not
I'm going to go get a sandwich for that price. And that sentence right there.
Yep.
Dumb.
I'm there.
You adulted.
I'm there.
You shawed.
Whenever you could look at it and be like, oh, I could get a sandwich for that.
Right. Or whatever.
I can get a pair of shoes for that amount.
That's a pack and a half of smoke.
Yeah, whenever you're comparing the price of something that's completely different.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Not even remotely close. I think you're there. I think you are in the cul-de-sac of adulthood.
Like, that's a 6 of natty.
I have legit thought, like, man, I think when you are in your early 30s is the first time when you finally feel when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid, these things were in the cents.
Yeah,
we didn't even break $1
You
yet.
got 20 years behind you now. 2 decades of inflation is legit, dude.
And I understand your anger more.
Yeah, a 16-ounce Pepsi when I was a young boy and used to walk up to the handyway and get a Pepsi was 35 cents. And here's the best part. I could sell the bottle back to the store for $0.10.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
So 20-cent net for a Pepsi. And it tastes better, too, by the way.
Jack, let me know.
Yes, sir.
In the next 2 to 3 minutes.
Oh, boy.
If I am way over a line.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I think nutsacks drop twice. I think it's a double drop. Because
Jack is not making eye contact for the record.
Well, why not?
I'm waiting for it
Yeah,
because
was that-
he's got a toe in the water.
Was that the bad part?
Are you sure it's a toe?
Well, that's what I'm saying, Dad. It's because this past weekend.
Okay.
So they drop?
Oh, yeah.
Well, so they drop.
See, now this is where we get worse. See,
No, it's
Deb has to follow up with the question.
We're saying they.
Yeah, they. Everyone loves the word they. That's the one
We don't-
bulletproof word.
We don't
right
need
now.
to mention that anymore. We can just say they.
Yeah.
Well, I did not know that babies, I knew that.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't know that there was another time in your life when
let's just say
your kabangers go south.
Yeah, let's just say that one of mine's not on board right now.
No.
Really?
You're kidding.
Oh, yeah.
You have different level niblets?
I got a left side dangler.
You got a Whitaker?
What's a Whitaker?
A
Forrest Whitaker.
Your
What's
thing.
a Forrest Whitaker?
Oh, yeah.
He's got that one eye.
He's got
Lazy
the one
eye.
eye.
You're Whitakering?
You're a guana eyeing? Like one of them is.
Seriously?
There's no way.
Trying to leave the reservation.
Does that happen?
Is it left to right or right to left? Is the stock good or is the stock bad?
Well, from my perspective, it's lefty.
Lefty.
Yeah.
Is that usually the one that gives you problems?
No, Poncho is the other one that really gives me the trouble.
That is so wild. So what I'm trying to relay is that this is like the first time. I don't know why, and we talked about this before. Jim, you've never seen every square inch of yourself in front of a mirror.
Not every square inch.
Yeah. So I'm an every square inch guy. Like, I don't know, once every 2 months.
You know, like an inspection for health reasons, like looking for moles or dark spots and whatnot.
Yeah,
you must be limber.
Yeah, absolutely. I can touch toes.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm pretty flexible.
All right, cough it up.
But I looked and I realized, like, man, the boys look older.
Yeah.
The boys look older.
They look older.
They look older.
Yeah.
Can't do anything with they, Jack.
They's fine.
They is good.
Yeah. Oh, are they?
Yeah. Well.
They is.
They is lower.
Oh boy.
I thought
it'll get worse.
Yeah.
And gravity's a bitch.
No one ever talks about the second round of this.
Well, let me ask Deb. Do they, in stages, do they kind of move down a little bit?
Well,
because everybody all young women, talk about when they're younger, I should say, talk about having perky breasts.
And then as you get older,
they move south. They go to Florida too.
Yeah, exactly. Like to hang around the ankles.
Yeah,
it's a little bit warmer. But
keep my belt loop warm.
But that was my first radio broadcast was at Cypress Cove.
Oh yeah.
So that was when I learned the later in life part.
Oh
that I did not know that they.
Oh yeah, they do that.
Will drag on the tennis court.
That's why women are super sensitive about their bras because it'll help kind of slow that down.
And then another thing that I can't get over when really I'm like, all right.
I'm picturing him. Never mind.
I'm not.
Oh no, it's great.
No, it's not.
It's awesome. You should
Did
do
you
it.
talk to your wife about this?
What, me being naked?
No, but what they're doing.
What you're doing.
I have brought this up to you guys before I have with my wife. Because I don't know how to word that question of like, hey, have you noticed?
Are you considering are you considering a tightening procedure?
They exist.
They do exist.
You do not need that.
They do exist. You can get it. That can be tightened up.
I mean, you could do it pretty low budget, I would think, as well.
I would not want to do anything in that area low budget. You feel
Good
me?
point.
But like a really well placed piece of tape.
It would do it. And that
would
matter of
do
fact,
it.
that exists, by the way. There is a cosmetic tape product out there that women will take, and they'll wear their hair. They'll put their hair up. They'll take this tape and they'll put it on the back part of their jaw, and they pull it behind them and then stick it to the back of their neck.
And we can do that.
And then pull your hair over it so it pulls your skin taut, and you look like you have had a facelift, but you're just taped your face back.
How do you know that?
I've always felt bad for
TikTok.
I always felt bad for the guy who would go out on a date with a woman whose face was taped, whose ass was taped, her boobs are taped.
And you let that go, and oh man,
you've got this implant, you've got this insert,
you ever
that insert. You go home with a 10, and you come out with
That's that scene from "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker."
Yeah. I it's funny that you bring that up, Deb, is that some women do that. I think it's a little rough to call it lying physically.
Yeah, no, it's not lying.
It's not lying.
Well, I mean, come on. You see, you go out with a girl and you see her like, man, that's great, and you take her home and she starts unpacking,
and then she looks like a Shar-Pei.
Right?
It seems a little.
Yeah, I
no
mean,
truth in advertising with
you
that.
should YouTube that, by the way, when we go to break and YouTube it. Women taping their face, and they do it with their arms so they don't have the jiggly, the grandma thing.
Yeah.
Real sensitive about that.
I just don't is that a physical lie? Because here's the thing. I know a lot of guys who lie in a different way on a first date.
Yeah,
they just lie about anything.
Oh,
the drooping thing you're dealing with is a common thing, though. They're going to fall.
So that's the second sign of me going like, oh God, it's here. I got to get used to this. I'm even 20% more bitter and jaded. I don't know if that's just.
That's all right.
Sitting with Jack.
Yeah, thank you.
It's contagious, man. It's $8 for a coffee.
That's crazy.
Is this a place I know about?
Yeah, it's pretty close to here. The third and final thing that made me go.
Start with an L?
No.
Okay, good.
Third thing.
Thank God. That's my favorite spot.
The third thing that made me go, oh my God, I want a budget. I want to budget.
So do it.
I don't know how. There's a bunch of different ways to budget. I know your way of budgeting is, Tori, please do this for me.
Well, do the third, right?
Yeah, that's a very common one. A third.
Talk to me about the thirds.
Well, is it third is for your bills, a third is for savings, and then a third would be for
fun time,
incidentals.
But yeah, there are a number of programs out there that work like that. And the number one thing, I think Scott Maxwell talks about it every year. He and his wife, I think, have put away 15 or 20% of everything they've earned since they've been together.
Pay yourself first.
Yeah, they put their money away first and then take care of everything else from there. And then, of course, they budget out for all their bills or whatever.
Because have you ever heard of, what is it, envelope budgeting?
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard positives and negatives about envelope budgeting.
It was easier when you dealt with cash.
Right, yeah.
It was great. Like, if this was your grocery money for the week, you spend that and when you're done. But with a credit card, it's like, oh, I'm $10 over. Well, it doesn't matter. It's on a credit card. And you can continually go over and just not respect the budget if you have a credit card.
Right. I've heard the cash thing is the opposite of that. It's such a draw to people to understand. And, they've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 900, 12 grand, a couple $1,000 laying around, that they're saving in an envelope that's always there.
Yeah.
They have access to it immediately. There's cash, I can go spend it right now. And some people, it's easier for a credit card thing because, you have to, that's a second action to do it. So, they just kind of smack their own hand while doing it.
Deb, what's the best way of budgeting?
I like the third.
You go third. Jack, budget.
Spend less than you make.
All right. Jim, budget.
Tor.
I really like Jack's idea that he talked about last week when you were out, Jimmy, when he was talking
Save
about
the good stuff for then?
No.
Well, I figured someone had to bring it.
Hey. But he talked about the fact that even though he didn't have a car payment, he still acted like he had a car payment, and he put that money away in the bank because he figured there is going to be a day when this car, I am going to have truly driven the wheels off of it, and I'm going to need to go buy a car. So because of that discipline and actually making a car payment every month, you don't end up with that, oh, God, I got to figure out how to come up with enough of a down payment so that I can manage my monthly payments. So I thought that was really smart.
Number one thing is just don't cheat on it. That's the toughest thing to do is, get into it 3 or 4 months and then get proud of yourself and want to give yourself a reward.
Yeah.
And then go out and spend, 40% of what you've saved over the last 3 or 4 months because,
Because right now, my budgeting is this. Oh, man, I went pretty hard last night. I'm just not going to eat anything today.
That's not exactly how you should do it.
Like, whenever I ball out on one day, I'm like, oh, God, well, ice sandwiches.
Could you give yourself like $50 or $75 per week to spend on incidentals, whether you want to hit the pub for a couple beers or grab something for lunch? Could you do that for $75 a week? Could you live on that?
I think I could do it for $100.
$100 a week?
Yeah, because I also really don't grocery shop. So sometimes
you eat out a lot.
I eat out.
That's so much money.
But here's the thing.
God, it's so much money.
But I'm so aware of it being so much money.
Have you looked at that total bill?
So that way, this is what I do. I'm like, all right, let me get a burrito bowl.
Yeah.
Let me just not eat all of it and then just eat it for dinner.
Yeah.
Am I starving in the morning? Yes, but I have no dishes.
All right, I got you. I would encourage you greatly to look at your food eating out expense at the end of the month. You can look at it on your debit card, just go from, 1 to 1 and count an entire month of how much money that is. I will guarantee you it will melt your face. It's so easy to spend $10 here and there and here and there. But the 30 days later, you've spent, $30 a day on food and now you're $1,000 into it. That's so easy to do.
Now when you bring that up, I'm not going to budget.
Okay.
Those are your raw thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
Perfect answer. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Our buddy Ray Trindley from TK Law is up next.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
1792 is still apparently closed north and southbound between Cayley and Gore Street at Grant Street. Consider I-4 to avoid these delays. Northbound travel on the turnpike still jammed up from a disabled vehicle taking up the right lane between US 441 and US 192. A crash block in the left shoulder west on I-4 right near 429. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Rude Air Conditioners.
Rude Air Conditioners, engineered tough, built to last, dependability day after day, year after year. Rely on Rude. Find your Rude Pro Partner contractor at RudeACFlorida.com. RuudACFlorida.com.
Inflation running high. Nobody really knows when it's going to level out. That is why you have to buy your windows and doors right now at FAS and lock in your price. They have the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows on display ready for you to operate, and they're all built with impact-resistant glass that gives you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. Not to mention they have full selection of hurricane windows and doors. Estimates are always free at FAS, and the cool thing is they always give you plenty of options as well. All products have a lifetime warranty, and even better, if you act right now, you can receive rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. No money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months. These guys are awesome. Visit them at their showroom, Fairbanks and I-4. Pick out your windows. Your home is going to love it. You're going to love it. Your AC will work less. It'll last longer, and your power bills will go down. It's FASWD.com.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
Join us to celebrate the songs and artists you've loved over the past year.
At our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Hosted by Lenny Kravitz.
With Innovator Award recipient Taylor Swift.
And performances by iHeart Icon Award recipient Pink, Coldplay, Kelly Clarkson, LL Cool J, Keith Urban, Pat Benatar, and Neil Giraldo, Lotto, Money Long, Cody Johnson, and more.
Watch on Fox and listen on iHeartRadio.
Next Monday night at 8 p.m.
Internal Revenue Service.
When you owe a personal or business tax debt and can't pay, just hearing those 3 words brings feelings of fear and anxiety, and it's only a matter of time before tax liens, wage garnishments, or bank levies happen to you. We are J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Florida. Your first step to resolution is our no-cost consultation. We take the time to go through your specific tax problem step by step. We explain exactly what your options are and how we will resolve your tax issue. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and our fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. If you have tax problems, call us now for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or find us on the web at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away. Lowe's knows how to get your lawn ready for spring. And right now, you can get up to $20 off select Scott's Triple Action Fertilizer. Plus, get a Cobalt 40-volt 15-inch string trimmer or leaf blower. Your choice, $149, only at Lowe's. Get set for spring. Visit us in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 3/9 through 3/22. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Check it out, guys. This Saturday, it's the 11th annual Pints and Paws Craft Beer Festival in beautiful downtown Sanford, taking place in the famous L between West End Trading Company and Celery City. This Saturday from 2 to 6 with VIP admission at 1 p.m. Go to pintsandpaws.com for more info.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night. Could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This hour of programming brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike at MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Hi there.
And Ross.
Let's get it.
Every Monday at 6:20, our good friend Ray Trenley drops by from TK Law, one firm for life. Offices up in Altamont Springs. Good and loud for Mr. Ray Trenley, everybody.
Yay! Oh, yeah!
That's what I was looking for. That. Oh, yeah.
What's up, big dog? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. Had a good, relaxing weekend. I know you do what I just did often to decompress and kind of get away from it all and just kind of check out.
You need to.
So I did that starting last Wednesday, and I got home yesterday afternoon around 3 o'clock to see my beautiful wife, which I was missing greatly. My daughter's in town as well from Denver,
nice.
which is nice. So, yeah, had a good week.
Is your other daughter out of South Africa now?
No, she's still in Joburg, or just outside of Johannesburg.
Have you talked to her recently?
No, I haven't. I didn't text her the entire week I was up there. Why?
You should reach out to her. They're doing countrywide protests in South Africa right now.
Regarding?
I'm sure some inequality or corruption.
Oh,
or
yeah. And she says it's
all the above.
It's
exceedingly dangerous.
Her boyfriend's father is a prominent attorney there. So
Right.
they live in a nice part of
Sure.
that. And when I say nice, they have a 20-foot wall around their home with electrified barbed wire
and private security
and a double opening gate because they've been robbed 4 or 5 times at gunpoint. People following. They have a protocol of how they drive around. I asked them if they'd been down to Johannesburg, and my daughter laughed out loud. She says you don't go downtown. Nobody goes downtown.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
By South African Special Forces. You don't go downtown.
You don't go downtown.
Really?
Yes, of course. You don't go downtown.
But that ruins the song.
Yeah. But but she says it's beautiful and it's something. There's something raw about it.
Absolutely.
But she's also with a very big, insulated family there
Sure.
that doesn't have to really deal with the eccentricities of a South African government or way of life or culture.
Yeah, so I've got a really good friend of mine who he's a friend who was in New Hampshire with, and he just had his birthday, and so he's in South Africa right now, and they flew into Johannesburg, and then they said, well, you can't fly out now because the airport's getting shut down because there's going to be countrywide protests.
Yeah, it's South Africa has already arrested 87 people before planned anti-government protests. Demonstrators call for the president to resign.
It's supposed to be one of the most corrupt countries in the world, right?
The first newspaper article I read when I was there was exactly that there was like $1 billion that was unaccounted for.
Oh, it's genuinely corrupt.
But then they tell you to keep, a $20 bill, US dollar bill, or $100 bill on you anywhere you go. So if you get in trouble, you
can
get out of trouble.
bribe out?
Because that's how, it's all it is. It's all money.
That's
right?
in Mexico, same way, right? Yeah. They pull you over to bribe you.
But what I will say is when I was in South Africa, I never felt like my life was in danger. It was just about money, right? Just want to skim a few dollars.
Yeah, you're a white guy though. In South Africa, you're fine.
In Mexico, it was cartels, and you don't want to be ended up on the side of the road headless.
You're not safe anywhere there.
No.
I mean, they'll bum rush you at the nicest resorts.
That's right.
And that's why the country issued a warning to all spring breakers who were thinking of going to Mexico that hey man, you go down there, you get what you get. We can't really help you out down there.
Yeah,
and it's indiscriminate when it comes to the violence in Mexico.
I don't see spring break lasting very much longer as a tradition because
they got to find somewhere to go.
Florida doesn't want them.
Miami doesn't want them. They've been thrown out of Daytona. They've been thrown out of Panama City.
That's right.
Panama Beach, that whole area out there.
That's right.
They haven't tried Tampa yet. I guess they could do that. That would be the last gasp here.
Tuscaloosa spring break.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lake Havasu. Do you remember from Lake Havasu out in Arizona? When they used to go out there and do the houseboat thing. That kind of died, I guess. Maybe I don't know if it's the lake or whatever.
Is it a group text? Like how do they all know where to go?
Well, I mean,
how does it change?
Facebook.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they'll find a new place to go, and then different groups and different colleges will go different. And by the way, the Northeast goes to a different place. The people in the South go somewhere different. People out West come to the East Coast. We go to the West. So it's just based on where you are sometimes.
What I recall was usually the sororities and fraternity houses, they would decide where spring break was happening, and then everybody would follow them. That's what I remember.
Okay.
Like one year it was Key West, and one year it was Miami, and nobody ever wanted to do Daytona because I guess I was too close. But it was always Miami, Key West, Panama City one year.
Texas, there was a couple places in Texas they went there for a while, and that, if I remember right, California never was in play. I don't remember California ever being in play.
Too expensive.
Yeah, too expensive.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Florida's relatively cheap.
Yeah, because you can get a hotel in Daytona. Even during spring break, you could get one manageable for a while. Now, I guess during that week, they started pricing them out. And during Bike Week, they started making it mandatory 7-day rentals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think 5 or 7 days. They make you, at $1,000 a night.
Yeah.
You have to spend this. You have to stay this many nights.
But I when I was in college, it was you fit 10, 15, 20 people in a two bed.
The grossest
hotel.
thing. The grossest thing ever.
Yeah.
It was like a cult scene when you walked in. It was just people dead laying everywhere. Just dead drunk everywhere. Smelled. Oh God.
Yeah.
Simpler times.
There's some of those drinks I still can't have.
Yeah.
Vodka.
I can't even think about that. Yeah.
You can't have vodka, like just any of it?
None of it. Just the idea of vodka grosses me out, but specifically screwdrivers or.
I got alcohol poisoning on doing vodka shots with with this woman I'd never met before. We went down to South Florida to go to a New Year's Eve party.
That seems like a wise choice.
Yeah.
and we're going down there to visit one of Russ's friends, and his wife said, well, let's do some shots, tough guy. I was down there big mouthing it up. And I was drinking straight Absolute. She was drinking water.
Who won?
I drank 15 shots in 40 minutes.
And you were absolutely done.
Alcohol poisoning didn't come around from that one for about 4 days and did not drink vodka for 5 years.
Yeah.
After that one?
That seems
That one
reasonable.
that one was painful.
Yeah.
That one hurt.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just remember I was at a high school party, and this is the only time I've ever seen alcohol poisoning still to this day. And this high school girl was not doing well, and my friend was like, "Bro, she just needs coffee. We just got to give her coffee."
So it's funny you say that, because when you guys were talking about the sex education stuff, the two things that I learned on my own through experience were sex and alcohol. And those are the things where, I don't want to say dangerous, but
yeah,
there's so many risks and adverse consequences to not
Both
knowing.
of those. Right, yeah.
That they really, politics aside, they really should spend more time talking about it, because I saw the same video that everybody else has seen.
Yeah.
And,
You should join our Twitter poll, buddy.
I actually did.
We need your vote. Did you really?
I
Good,
did
good.
vote, yeah. I think
thank you, Ray.
two of them. The third one was while I was driving, and I'm responsible.
Yeah, you don't want to do
text
that.
and
Focus is on
social media while I drive.
All right, 407-916-1041. What do you have for us today, man?
So this is something that's coming up a lot recently in my practice, is the idea of custody evaluations and when they should be used.
What is a custody evaluation?
It's a great first question. So a custody evaluation is generally somebody with a mental health background, usually a PhD. And what they do is they do collateral source interviews. So they meet with teachers, parents, friends,
family,
all those sources. Sometimes they'll do their own individual testing. So testing for depression and anxiety and things like that. And their job is to provide input for the court on what's in the child's best interest using some type of scientific data. Where we see it most commonly used, unfortunately, is in those 5 to 10% of cases where they have the most egregious instances of parental alienation.
Yeah. My wife deals with, my wife is a guardian ad litem, right. So she understands and interacts with these people all the time who evaluate where the child should go. Child services, mom, dad, grandma, whatever the case may be, best scenario.
That's right. And so really the way I look at it is it's a tool for the fact finder, which is the judge, to be able to figure out what's happening behind the scenes, but using that medical background. So the problem with a lot of guardian ad litems, social investigators and things like that is they don't have that mental health background. And so therefore their testimony is limited to surface level stuff.
Right, just what they see.
The kids,
what they see,
the
what they
kids
hear.
don't want to go see dad.
Right. That's it.
They don't look deeper as to why the kids don't want to see dad.
But that's not their job, really, is it?
It's not.
It's not. It's just a report to the court what they see, what their experiences are as the child is around the parents or whomever is supposed to be in charge, how they react, how they listen, and then the judge can make the decision on whether or not they need to apply one of these specialists.
That's correct. And so oftentimes judges don't voluntarily suggest this. Here's the reason why. Custody evaluations, and this is why I wanted to bring it up, they're very, very, very expensive. You're talking $15,000 to $25,000 to get started.
You are not talking that. That is not the answer.
To get started. So
to get started.
And that's not including testimony at trial.
So that means that's not your final bill.
That's correct. And so the reason I wanted to talk about this a little bit is understanding that tool and what it's to be used for. When I say 5 to 10% of cases, I'm talking about out of 500, 1,000 cases, maybe 1 or 2 of them require one of these evaluations. The other thing I wanted to talk about is how they're used, right? So different from a guardian ad litem or a social investigator who, again, they're providing that surface level fact-based information. These experts are there to provide that deeper understanding of what's going on and to offer the court an opinion as to what is best for the child to maybe fix some of those situations. So let's talk about parental alienation as one of those examples.
Right.
Have you heard of parental alienation?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. So conceptually, the idea of parental alienation is that the child has a fear, a resentment, or anger towards a parent, and it's not based off of something that parent has done.
Right.
And so...
that's I completely misunderstood then.
So it's a targeted attack oftentimes where one person says, don't talk to your mom, she's crazy. Don't talk to your dad, he's a deadbeat. And what ends up happening is the child absorbs those feelings. So it's not based off of the child's experience of mom being crazy or dad being a deadbeat. Instead, it's based off of that parent's feelings, and then the child
vengeance,
and the child aligns. So
yeah, I felt that.
Yeah,
I went through that.
Yeah, and so the child aligns with
with
the parent who is doing the alienating against the targeted parent. And so what I think a lot of people think is they need to get one of these evaluations, because the only way to prove parental alienation and the only way to get a reunification plan in place is to have one of these experts, and that's not the case. So Florida is one of a half a dozen states in the United States that recognizes court found parental alienation. So it doesn't have to be in a clinical setting. The court can find or make a finding of parental alienation, and it's as simple as having the people in place and the testimony necessary to lay the foundation for the court and establish that as a basis for why it's in the child's best interest to be with a parent.
Let me ask you: that is a doctor?
It is.
Is that doctor's information the end all be all? Like,
No.
So the judge will take that analysis into consideration, but will still make a decision based on what he sees and hears.
That's correct.
Got it.
And
so you could spend $15,000; it could not make a difference.
It could, potentially. And so that's why it's important to find an attorney who's experienced in dealing with these things. So part of what brought this whole thing up, and I'll take 2 steps back, is I got involved in a case that I took over for another lawyer. And unfortunately, my client, who's the dad, wasn't getting good advice for a long time. And so, the way I would say it is we started off behind the 8 ball. And so we're now trying to establish that there's been parental alienation and to explain to the judge on why there needs to be a reunification plan. And we have to do it with findings already in the record that maybe it's not in the best interest of the child to be with dad. He's one of those people that speaks his mind, but cares about his child deeply. And part of the problem is when somebody tells you can't see your kid,
yeah,
and you don't have that legal background and you're not getting that legal support of explaining how you can fix that problem, you say something
or do something that just happened last week
that gets used against you. And now, again, you've got to explain that and rationalize that. So, things that you can do for establishing parental alienation. One, teachers are really helpful because teachers hear your kids talk about you in a way that's not being coached.
Right, yeah.
And so, when kids say things like, my dad beats me, or my dad, puts cigarettes out on me, those are things that are not prompted. That's pretty credible, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's something that the court's going to highly consider in determining whether or not it's best interest for dad to be with that child. But conversely, when the child's saying, dad loves me, we went to the park, we did all these fun things, there's no reason for the child to lie about that. And so we find that highly credible testimony. So reaching out to teachers, because they're the ones who have access to your kids when they're not being prompted and coached, number one. Number two, trying to remove your children from that situation of where they're in that coached environment. So getting them to a neutral location, a therapist's office, a teacher's office, a coach's office.
Right, somewhere they feel safe that they can share and there's no repercussions.
That's right. Because that's a lot of reason why we see parental alienation is that not only does the child want to align with the parent, but also they're afraid of either disappointing them or making them angry.
Yeah.
And so...
How sad, by the way.
I know.
How absolutely sad. What a disservice any parent does trying to turn their kid against the other parent when it's just vengeance. You're just butthurt because you got left or whatever, and then you try to ruin, and it does. I'm telling you, I had a poisoned view of my father. My father and I always had a contentious relationship because his personality is a little gruff, and I rebelled against that. But my mom really turned it on pretty bad for my old man, and it was a disservice to me, and which made me not want to share time with my kids with him as much.
Sure.
And now, as they're 28 years old, they share that with me now. I wish I would have known Papa more.
Did your father ever say what your mom is saying is wrong, or did he?
She didn't know it. I would never.
Okay.
I wouldn't go rat.
Yeah.
I wasn't like a rat, and my dad showed enough of it where I believed the other stuff.
Gotcha.
Because he was, just a little hot-headed. So he would show me enough of his personality that led me to believe that the other stuff could be viable.
Well, there's a recent study, and the reason I ask is there's a recent study, I say recent, 2007, but as when they started it, and they did it over 1,000 cases. And one of the things that they looked at is for mild to moderate alienation, what the best way to rehabilitate that relationship is. And what they found is that children don't respond very well to verbal cues of I'm not a bad person. I do love you. Children don't respond well to that. What they really respond well to is the action part,
right? Yep.
And showing that, okay, you can be with me and you're not going to get hurt, or you can be with me and you're going to be taken care of. And
I'll
loved
help you
and
with
cared
your
for.
homework. I'll talk to you about that problem at school. We'll all those things.
Absolutely. And so that was one of the takeaways that I took from it. And so a big part of my job when I'm dealing with a case where I want there to be, a court finding of parental alienation as opposed to a clinical finding, is I need to educate the court on not only the symptoms, right? What are we looking for to find and see parental alienation,
right?
But also what are the possible ways that we can resolve it that doesn't result in, a huge swing. So when I mean a huge swing, I mean taking a child out of the home completely.
Right. That is the last thing they want to do if possible, right?
And it's also one of the things that is counterproductive.
Right, yeah.
And so, again, Florida's actually ahead of the curve. And one of the former Florida bar presidents is kind of the one who spearheaded this action, is explaining to the courts and to lawyers about how the negative side effects of removing a child from that situation can be, where now the child feels resentment, right? I'm not supposed to like dad, but now I'm staying with dad 99% of the time. Dad took me away from mom.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's those types of thought processes that you have to really be aware of and mindful of when you're crafting a plan, because the judge looks at me and says, "Hey, counselor, what should I do to fix this?"
Right. Yeah.
And I got to give them the plan.
Yeah.
And so it's really important that if you suspect that your child's being alienated against you, or even if you're the person who's doing the alienating and you want to fix that because it's not in your child's best interest, that you talk to an attorney who's experienced in dealing with those things. Because, like I said, this study has finally been published, and it's a really good study about parental alienation and syndrome.
Does it matter what age the child is? Because, I mean, judges don't like to put kids on the stand, especially in situations like that. That's one of the last things they want to do, from what I understand. Okay, I don't know if that's changed. But, usually if they're 15 and up, it's not a big deal. But you don't want to put a 6 or 7 or 8-year-old in the stand and make them pick between mommy and daddy.
Oh.
So that's one of the reasons why you go through all this beforehand, so that the child can be handled and a plan can be formed. So if that has been happening, you can recreate that. Let me ask you, though, and we only have a couple minutes here, but let's say that's been happening. You go to court, you find out, and then the person who's been doing the alienating comes around and says, "You know what? Through this process, I've learned how bad this is." Will the judge allow that mother or father to interact with the divorced mother or father and show, and say, "Hey, and almost kind of encourage a family talk to kind of get beyond it"? Do those things? Is it always through the mediator or the doctor?
Yeah, so actually that's one of the tools that I found is to be most helpful, is especially when somebody is willing to accept that, what their actions have been, maybe haven't been in the child's best interest. That kind of, you said, family talk is one of the things I recommend, because that cohesive mindset is something that, a court can't order. Right. And so for somebody to actually absorb that and do that, that's really the best case scenario for the family, is for somebody to say, I saw what I did, it's wrong, and let's work together. And that's why communication is such a huge element post-divorce or post-separation, is being able to communicate effectively, and have, just a slight bit of trust with that other person, really allows you to be a much more effective co-parent.
Yeah. Ray Treadley, One Firm for Life, TK Law. That's offices up in Altamont Springs. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Load them up for last call. You can hang out for a minute?
I'll hang out.
Load them up for last call. We'll do that next.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for Last Call on the Jim Colbert Show. 407-916-1041.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Ian Cassette. It's been a cool day, and we'll see one more night of chilly temperatures with a low around 49 degrees under clear skies. On Tuesday, expect a bit more cloud coverage into the afternoon with even a very slight chance of rain with a northeast wind. Temperatures will warm to near 78 degrees. The rest of the week will be a continued warming trend with a high of 82 degrees Wednesday, and by Friday, high near 90 degrees. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Ian Cassette.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. If cold candidate calls aren't turning into hot hiring leads, then you need Indeed. Because Indeed's powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all from one place. Find your next great hire visiting Indeed.com/credit.
And when it comes to your bathroom, let me tell you something. My friends over at Rebath in Mid-Florida can get you a new bathroom in no time, and it's nice. You know, a lot of people hear that and they're like, oh, yeah, well, maybe they can install it in 4 to 6 days, but what are you actually getting? You always have to sacrifice something for quality. Here you don't. You get great quality products from names that you've heard and known forever. Moen Kohler, Delta, Toto, Birch Cabinetry. Those are the names they put in. Natural stone, travertine marble, all those beautiful colors. They install that as well. And even better, if you're like me and have no idea how to design a bathroom, they have a design team that can work hand in hand with you and your ideas, take everything in your house into consideration, and then design a bathroom that actually complements your property. Imagine that. And that can happen for you in just 4 to 6 days. They do it with their employees. That means you're not going to see a bunch of different contractors in your house every other day. And they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. You simply can't lose. Let me tell you something else. Rebath's so good at what they're doing, there are people out there faking that they're Rebath. They're telling people, yeah, we're associated with Rebath or we use Rebath products. That is untrue. If you haven't contacted Rebath of Mid-Florida, you are not getting a Rebath product. That's important because the quality of the bathrooms are amazing. Showroom easy to find, 436 in Altamont. Slide in, check them out. Then go to the website. Look at those before and afters, man. Some amazing stuff happening, and they can make it happen for you as well. It's RebathMidFLA.com.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When the U.S. starts telling another country to end the war now, it's time to take a hard look at your own protection plan. If you've been on the fence about buying gold and silver, it's time to act. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call Oxford Gold right now and ask about bonus opportunities you may be eligible for. Call 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
It's been a long time coming, but the new XFL has finally arrived, and it is here to stay. We're pushing the action, the boundaries, and the limits of what's possible. We're making dreams come true on and off the field. We're making it about her and him and them and you. Every player, every fan, every city. It's a chance for everyone to be a part of something bigger, something that just might be more than football. The wait is over. Come experience the XFL. This is your team. Your Orlando Guardians return to Camping World Stadium against the Seattle Sea Dragons, Saturday, March 25th at 1 p.m. Tickets on sale now. Visit xfl.com/tickets. It's been a long time coming, so don't miss one play, one down, 1 minute of the action. This is a kind of football like you've never experienced before, pushing the action, the boundaries, and the limits of what's possible. This is the new XFL, and it has finally arrived. Get your tickets today and experience it for yourself at xfl.com/tickets. That's xfl.com/tickets. See you at Camping World Stadium Sunday, March 25th at 1 p.m. Don't miss it.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
When storms hit, we're here for you. With new grid technology that can reroute power to avoid outages, and better communication to keep you in the know. And as we transition to a cleaner energy future, we'll still be here for you, keeping your costs down even as we work to expand renewables and explore new energy sources. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. I'm Rebecca. I was injured in a car accident and hired one of the big TV law firms. They sent me to an injury clinic that I felt just wanted to make money off me. I needed an attorney and doctors who cared about me. I called attorney Glenn Klausman, and he helped me get the best doctors who really helped me. I was extremely pleased with my settlement. He also got me $10,000 for vet bills for my dog that was injured in the accident, and he did that for free. Call attorney Glenn Klausman at 407-917-1718. Glenn Klausman, Office, Winter Park.
Divorce? Call Trindley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. We like it when you watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
I went to school in Apopka, and the elementary school, I believe it was like 5th grade, the boys went into the library or lunchroom, and the girls sat in the classroom, and we watched a film on menstruation. And I don't think nobody should take that away, because then how are boys gonna learn about what happens with girls, and you're gonna wait until they're in high school?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's interesting, though. I mean, I think what we said earlier about parents, providing a note if they don't want their kid to hear that information in class that day, well, I guess we'll go sit you in the hallway while the other kids, do the thing. But
absolutely.
And that's how it was when I was in high school or middle school or whatever.
Middle school, yeah.
5th or 6th grade, yeah.
Yeah. Where did you grow up?
South Florida.
Yeah. What do you think about that? That's an interesting thing. I mean, did you hear about that legislation?
I did. And, so here's what I will say. So I went to a military academy, and one of the ways that we served our community was we'd go to local high schools and actually do the sex ed and talk to these athletes and some of the kids that were playing sports specifically. And I remember that there were kids that were thinking that if you used like Mountain Dew after sex,
oh God,
that it would not result in a pregnancy.
Oh God.
And that was the kind of information that they were spreading to each other.
Right.
And so,
wow.
The internet's a wild thing now that I'm sure there's a lot more information out there, but still.
Still probably not factually accurate.
And more misinformation.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro. That's why they call it Mount and Dew.
All right. Right. Hot sauce works too, though. All right, 407-916-1041. We do have one line open for last call. If you want to grab that one, again, that's 407-916-1041. We'll get to you in 1 second for sure. Ray Trindley joined us, of course, from TK Law, and that's One Firm for Life. Offices up in Altamont Springs.
It's the highlight of my day.
Did you do anything for spring break while your kids are out? No.
I sent my daughter off to my mother's house, her grandmother. So she did spring break in South Florida with grandma.
How old is she?
8.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
And then the boys just hung out with my wife because my wife's a teacher, so they did all kinds of things.
Oh, that's good.
Zoo, park.
You worked.
I worked.
You ever take that off? Never take spring break off? Have you ever done it?
I usually will take like a day off, but last week was not the week.
Yeah, you had a bad week.
Last week was not the week.
All right, 407-916-1041. Still have that one line open. Grab that now. And we'll get the last call here in just 1 second. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank Brendan Kravitz from our sister station 96.9 The Game for talking sports.
Uh-huh.
And attorney Friendly Ray Trindley from TK Law for giving us the legal expertise, the legal juice.
Nice. The juice.
The juice.
Next time we're talking about cartoons, though.
Yeah, good.
Yay!
Jack, we had about 400 Twitter polls today. Can we get through those by tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'll call the monsters and let them know we're going to be behind.
Yeah, we'll get the first one out of the way. It was an early one. What should be my next ride? I was looking at 3 vehicles. Right now, they're all up in the air. But the leader was the Honda Accord.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
with
that was
almost
my vote.
half the votes
Yeah.
there.
That's a good ride.
Yeah, so we move on. Should Florida elementary schools be prevented by law from discussing female menstruation? It comes in pretty hot no, but what's the percentage, Jim?
I would say that I'll go 78%.
89.
Oh, God.
89% no. And then our third question of the day, and it's all from myhomebuildersnetwork.com. Did your parents ever talk to you about sex?
Did you get the sex talk, buddy?
No.
You did not?
No, I had a box of condoms that was waiting in the pantry.
Oh, that's right. You had one of those dads.
I was like 21 and said, I think those have expired.
You had one of those dads.
Yeah.
I forgot. You told me about your old man.
Yeah.
You know what? I think this number is going to be a little higher than I believe. I will say 61% say they have.
30%.
I'm way off, Ray. I was on the other side.
And I think there's your answer on why schools should have some sex ed.
So 1 out of 3 kids have been spoken to about sex.
I mean, I believe it.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable,
every
man.
single one of us in this room didn't get the talk.
I didn't talk to my kids about it. I just showed them. No, I'm just kidding. Little one-liner. You can use that if you want, Russell.
That was disgusting.
Stand up. Okay, easy, buddy. It's a joke.
That came from Ross, man.
All of yours aren't good either, okay?
Yeah, I know. But you just gave everybody that image.
Okay, it's...
Stand-up comedy, though, April 1st at Theater West End. I'm headlining that room downtown Sanford. Get your tickets off theaterwestend.com.
And to give you an idea what kind of material, Ross did write that joke for me. So you're going to hear way more of that.
It's weird that your kids are learning sex ed from him, though.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
That's a little weird.
All right, let's get to it here. Let's see. Old McDonald, last call.
Hey, y'all. I was hoping y'all could help me today.
Can't do it, buddy. Sorry.
Sorry, your phone.
Sorry, your
yeah,
phone is
call us
absolutely
back.
In a chopper today.
Yeah, call back.
That call. Dave, last call.
Jim, it's Dave, your new best friend in Lake Ivanhoe area. I just wanted to let you know that Ross finally did apologize to me for the whole Mount Rushmore thing. So I want you to put it on your calendar because the Sunday weekend or Sunday of the Masters, Sanford's going to do their mini Masters tournament, and I would like you to be on my team. And I'm going to let Ross be on my team, too.
Email me, dog. Email me. I'm down. Email me. Just let me know, all right? See ya. I'll be a gun for hire.
Yeah.
I'm hitting it everywhere right now, so it may not be the best thing ever. I put an idiot mark on my 3-wood this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
That's gone. I got to get rid of that. I can't have that. Joe, last call.
Is that for real?
Hey, how you doing? You know, I don't listen to your show, but the nut droop isn't an issue for me yet, but the removal of partners' prosthetics is.
Okay, buddy. Thanks. God almighty.
The nut droop.
God almighty. Big T, last call.
I was about to ask Ray that.
Ray, always nice to have you on the show. And it's so funny. The one drink you mentioned you cannot drink, the screwdriver, is the one I do drink all the time because one night in high school with me and my friend Andrew and Mike, a 500 of Jaeger and a 250 of Goldschlager each did pretty much any other alcohol in for me, and I hate them all.
Okay.
Yeah, Jaeger's got that flavor.
Yeah, it does, man.
Oh, that flavor that I love.
That Jaeger flavor.
Snort that stuff. I love Jaeger. My God almighty.
Jesus.
I may drink some tonight. I won't because I want to stay married. Mike Larson, take us home. Last call.
Mike Last Blast Buzzer Larson here. Hey, Trinley.
Yes, sir.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Nobel.
Nobel who?
Geez, Trinley, if you had a bill, I wouldn't have knocked. Give me that.
Jesus, man.
He's
I'm
gonna start charging him by the hour.
He's losing it a little bit. You should bill him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? That a recent study just came out and said dad jokes are good for your kids.
They are good for your
they
kids.
They build resilience.
That's right.
My wife sends them to me all the time.
Does she really?
Yeah.
My kids love a good dopey joke, man. All right, let's get out of here. Great Monday coming back. I loved coming back. I am taking off the rest of the week, though. So, Jack. All right. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, and our buddy Ray Trinley, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We will see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Monday evening.
Bye. I think that was goodbye.
Well, I don't know about that.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. Goldsmith